Are we going? No.
Yeah.
Does it work? I don't know.
Everything's on fire.
It haven't worked. Hello! We made it! We're actually going live in the middle of the afternoon here in the UK, 4 p.m. Because we need to be up super early tomorrow because we're traveling. Really early. Like I'm gonna be up at like 4 or something horrible like that. So starting streaming today early is a good thing. So judging by the comments, apparently we actually have sound today.
That was so. I still don't understand why the slider was just like, nah.
Why did it go down?
I don't know, but it was
no idea at all.
Well, what's funny is that the thing. I think we only clued in because of the noise.
Yeah,
it
was just automatically going. I don't want to have sound. I'm going to knock it right out. So today's going to be a fun one. We're just going to be taking super chats and questions and whatever else you throw at us. And as we do every once in a while, you're going to find the curtain here that we've got is going to show the actual office behind us. Lindsay comes in, bringing forth with some, I don't know, platter, a plate, who knows what she's deciding to do out there, some sort of Scottish fare. Now, if you know anything about Scottish food, we're not going for, we're going to make many a dish back there. There's a lot of really good Scottish dishes. A favourite of mine, for example, is Cullen Skink. If you haven't checked out Cullen Skink, I recommend you go do so. It's absolutely lovely. Or a good crannikin for pudding. We're not doing big dishes. We're just doing whatever the supermarket throws at us that is most certainly Scottish.
There you go.
And yeah, Cullen Skink would have been a super good one because of obvious Sotek reasons and skinks and Sotek, but we chose not to do that one because it's super fishy and I didn't really want
Everyone's like, stink? Skink, you're eating skinks?
I didn't want to subject something Sotek to something that might make him do this. He's already been sick enough, but I do love Cullen Skink.
True.
It's a super tasty dish. So we're going to be pausing, chatting as we go. It's super relaxed, chill. Let's see where we land. Lindsay is going to throw something. It'll almost certainly mostly be chocolate in this direction because we have quite a lot of chocolate. And it's also fair to say we are definitely having at least one, if not more, deep fried goodie coming in. It's on order right now from a local chip shop that's going to send it on in, and we're going to try. Well, Sotek's going to try. I can't eat some of this because it's so sugary.
Oh, great.
And it will kill me because I'm diabetic. Sotek's going to be eating them as we make our way through the course of this stream. So,
and I want to be clear, I'm going to be tasting things, not eating them. Those are two different things.
It's also worth noting, well, most of these will be worth eating. I mean, who doesn't like shortbread?
Well, shortbread is good.
Shortbread is good, yeah. So I've not necessarily gone for the brands that everyone might expect because they weren't necessarily in the shop when I went there. I just went with what I found. Lindsay's currently buying a couple of other things on the internet as we speak, so they're going to be brought in when she decides to do the, hello, I'm a waitress type thing. So, shall we begin?
Yeah, I think so. We got some, people left some bunch of super chats right at the start. Okay.
Yeah, they did. That's because there's a reason for this. For those of you that tuned in at 4 a.m.
Oh, right.
I would like to say sorry. The auto start.
Second time you've done that.
That is indeed. I'm the worst. Never rely upon me to set any timer. I will almost certainly set it up wrong. But yeah, 4 a.m. we were not streaming at 4 a.m. We were sleeping, or at least we should have been.
I was.
I wasn't. I may find out when I changed it afterwards. Oh crap! So I got back up again and I fixed it. But yeah, sadly, yeah, no. So let's dive in.
Well, no, these came all in this afternoon.
Yeah, it's not so bad.
Prince Cheddar, you said the first elves maybe have been spirits made mortal by the old ones. Could the Skaven be similar? The Horned Rats, lesser demons, put ratmen to make mortals. Could explain why he only has vermin lords left. I mean, if you wanted to go with a very tabletop is all there is interpretation, which is probably not true, but because I mean the roleplay game, so much of it is not tabletop relevant.
Yeah, agreed.
I mean, you could do that absolutely. It would be a pretty interesting theory because if you were running with that, it would suggest that the Great Horned Rat is up like at Old One tier if he's doing something very similar to him that no other being is seemingly able to do, which would be a bit of a power upgrade for him. But if you want to make him super spooky, you could do that. I don't think that would be the case, but you know, you can run with what you want.
I broadly agree. So the elves' spirits from Old Ones is nothing more than a supposition, which makes sense given the world that we already have. Now, that doesn't mean that that's the case. They could just simply have been mortal elf type things which were educated There might have been no real genetic change to them at all. They might have been deeply changed by the old ones. We simply don't know. The spirits, however, does have strong supporting evidence in the background. As for the Skaven, the strong supporting evidence there is that they were probably created by corrupted elves. Elves? Where did that come from? Corrupted dwarves and corrupted humans, possibly together, possibly creating different types of Skaven or not. We can't be certain. But they were probably corrupted in a process. And given what we know of the various species, it's very likely the vast majority were in fact just humans that were corrupted. And whatever dwarves may or may not have been there probably just died or some equivalent. Or maybe turned into rats. Who can say? Yeah. Rat men.
Or there could have been just lots of rats that mutated and got big and turned into people.
Turned to people, exactly. Well, we don't actually know the process. I think, though, that the horned rat using demons to do this process is probably deeply unlikely. Manifesting immaterial things into the material realm is not just hard, it's nigh on impossible. But doing that with, I hear somebody arriving with food. Oh, what do we have?
It's the appetizer.
We won't see. You'll need to come through the middle if you want to be seen. So what's the appetizer? Here comes Lindsay.
I'm in my coat.
She's in her coat? Oh, of course you are. Let me just take that one away. So what we're starting with? Tablet. Oh, we're starting with tablet. Now, anyone, it's a bit like fudge. What's this one like? Is it tablety or fudgy?
It's tablety.
Okay, good to know.
Tablety. Okay.
Okay, so if you don't know, tablet is basically pure sugar bomb in your mouth. It's a little bit like fudge, except it's harder. It's slightly more sugary.
We're speed running a day's food.
Yeah, go for it. This is pretty good. I love tablet. Me personally, I love it. Can't eat it. Here we go. Tablet.
That is very sugary. Oh, God.
Yeah. Scotland.
Next, we'll be moving on to a Scottish breakfast.
And it's not bad, but holy shit, I could probably have like a couple of nibbles of that, and I'm like, fucking, I don't want to.
Done for the day. Now, me, I would eat a whole bar of it. Then perhaps that explains why I'm diabetic.
It's good. It's kind of like a really sugary caramel.
Yeah. And it's still got that bye. See you very soon. It's still got the sort of bite crispness. If you didn't get enough of it there because you're too busy being trepidatious instead of doing the whole dive-in dwarf option.
I would have been upset with myself if I had eaten that much of it.
Understandable, but it's got a slight graininess and a crunch to it that you don't generally get with fudge and equivalent. Which tends to be soft and
I like that more than most fudges.
Yeah, me too.
But I don't think I could eat more than like that much, and I'd be like, okay, I have to fucking stop.
Well, if the sweet things are causing issues, it's going to be a fun time. So, demons, probably not for the horned rat. We off to Nils. Oh, Nils. First of three, Nils. You're on fire.
Oh, boy.
Would you like to go?
Yeah. The Monkeykin rules, 1999, I see, until 2380. I don't know if the Monkey King's on the throne that entire time. I think he's only on the throne for a tiny bit of that.
Yeah.
But so the time of darkness and disharmony is not him on the throne ruling. It's the dragon children are fighting, and it's a whole mess, and no one's on the throne really until the end. And the Monkey King, with the help of the Skaven, takes it. I'm 99% sure he's not actually on the throne to the very, very end, and then mom and dad, and that's what gets all the dragon kids to team up against him, which leads to the really big climactic fight where mom and dad come home.
I'll take that up to 99.5% certain. That seems an exceedingly unlikely outcome given everything. But
yeah. That being said, 400 years without Cathay falling to chaos from the north. So hear me out.
So you might have more. Here we go.
The Moon Empress conspired with the Monkey King to substitute rule while they were gone. During this time, Monkey King must have defended Cathay from chaos invasions using the compass while holding off the dragon children. But Monkey King Olgo puppeteering Skavens was not part of the deal, just Monkey King shenanigans. The Skaven never get control of the whooshing compass feedback. So what I would say is that the Monkey King very much comes off like a chaotic agent that's just doing whatever he wants. And from what little bit, Grant, we're going to get a lot more of this with the Arcane Journal that's about to come out. But I would think that the idea that the Moon Empress may have pushed the Monkey King into doing what he does, I don't actually think that's crazy. Because the kids are fighting among themselves until the Monkey King takes the throne. Like, that's the one thing that's so bad that the five of them are able to put aside their differences and quit squabbling and team up again. Which they needed to, because shit was getting really bad. So the idea that their mother may have been more involved than initially appears and may have used even the Skaven as a a scapegoat or even manipulated the Skaven into manipulating the Monkey King. I don't think that's beyond the realm of possibility.
Yeah, I not only don't think it's beyond the realm of possibility, it would be a very good alternative reading, even if that is not the story they go with, because she is known for certain qualities, and the Monkey King, with what little we know of the Monkey King, is most certainly a capricious, oddly motivated individual.
Yeah.
And certainly easy, perhaps, to both manipulate and to do the manipulating. So there's lots of different ways that that could be pitched. I don't think there's really enough about the Monkey King for us to say anything certain about his character, but in many respects, that's for the best, whether he is one version of him or another version of him, or all of those versions. I'm certain that'll be more neatly pinned down to a degree later, but given the size that most of the old world books are in terms of their lore, it wouldn't surprise me if it's very light when we eventually get something.
Yeah, I will say the big thing is I do think that the Monkey King, if they're going to portray him like the base him very closely off the real one, which I suspect they will, he's not. I don't think he'll really have been the kind of individual that takes the throne is like, ha, I'm in control. I'm going to control the compass. He feels like he's a lot more chaotic, little c chaotic than that.
Yeah,
of that he takes the throne and then he kind of gets bored.
If he's anything like the real Monkey King, like the real, Monkey. For those of you who watched the Monkey series throughout the 80s like I did, he's a petulant little kid often as well. Both very pure chaos, small c. So very difficult to determine what he will or will not do at any one given time. So yeah, I think that completely fits.
Yeah, like I do think the story is going to be more about the Skaven trying to get the whooshing compass and trying to use the Monkey King to get there. But I'll bet he probably does something the Skaven really don't appreciate and really do not expect near the end of the story, because he doesn't give a shit about them.
Yeah, of course he doesn't.
But Clan Ashen thinks they're very sneaky, and supposedly he anoints one of their warlords as his like some kind of advisor or like general or something. But I would guess. I would not be shocked if it turns out that they are able to kind of manipulate him to take the throne, but then when they try to grab their prize, they move too quick or get.
What do we have this time?
Oh, what's this?
Interesting.
Right. This is a finer example of tablet.
That looks like
and
tablet.
this is actually
the last one didn't
the
look like
last
tablet.
one was
This
too
looks like
fudgy.
tablet. Yeah, this looks like tablet.
Also,
that's what tablet should be.
Also on this plate is a tatty scone, potato scone.
Let me just raise up there.
A square sausage.
The square
also
sausage
called a Lorne sausage.
Look, it's crawling in the because it's getting close to green.
Too close to green.
The butter. I'm having half this tatty scone, whether you want me to or not.
Cool.
Because I love a tatty scone with butter.
I made it Andy's way, which is to grid it with a knife so the butter soaks in a bit more. That's the way you have to do it.
Oh, I love a tatty scone.
Oh, I see the texture you were talking about.
Completely.
Now.
Yeah, that's the grainy texture I was looking at. Square sausage is a very Scottish thing.
Square sausage has been exported all over the Commonwealth. You get it in Canada, you get it in Australia.
This thing?
That's a tatty scone.
That's a tatty scone. That's a square sausage.
Okay.
Also known as a steak slice.
Yep, it's a stodgy thing.
It's bread with butter, right?
Yep.
It's good, but it's bread with butter.
Tatty scone was not a complete fail.
This will be good with like some.
It's really good with breakfast.
Oh wait.
I put like some cinnamon sugar on this.
Yeah, it'd be nice. It's tatty scones are often served with a Scottish breakfast.
That's good.
As is the square sausage. So good luck with the square sausage. I'm going to take a bit of square sausage as well.
So texture, Rob, I did bring chili with me, which Lindsay did a great job with. She made a very unique batch of chili, but it was very good. It was very good.
Okay. What have you brought? What's that? Oh, tomato sauce.
Ketchup for the steak.
Ketchup all the time because Sotek loves a bit of ketchup like anyone.
I fucking love ketchup.
Yeah, exactly. So there's how many square sausages left? You're stealing it all. No, you can't leave bit with bites on it back. What are you doing?
That's very funny.
Genuinely hilarious.
It's like when a kid eats something, you're like, no, you can't have that.
Okay, so potatoes gone out of 5.
Oh, like an easy 5.
Oh, 5. Woo, for the potatoes gone. Tablet, too sweet for you. Out of 5.
The real one?
Yeah.
The real one, I'd probably put it like a 3.5. Like as like a little thing. Sure.
Yep, cool.
Great.
And square sausage. Here we go. Square sausage.
Do we need more square sausage? I could.
I don't need more. We've got more food coming after all. Oh yeah, the sauce, the all important sauce.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah,
Probably like a 4.
A good 4. Yep. So for me, square sausage is right middle of the road. Classic thing you might get in a roll in the morning, a nice square sausage in a roll. It's like a 3. Tablet for me is an easy 5. It brings up all childhood nostalgia. Your mother making a tablet and breaking it up. Yeah, it's potato.
Really?
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? Potato
Yeah,
scone.
that is crazy.
And a potato scone. Potato scones for me, I hated as a child. It was the sort of thing that my gran would give me, and I'd be like, "Screw you! I'm not eating your stinking potato scone." Now I freaking adore them. They just work so well with so many different things.
This whole thing is potato?
Pretty much, yeah. It's got a bit of potato flour. So yeah, I know.
It's like a piece of toast.
Yeah. Let me get the recipe just so that you can have a look at it if you want. While we're chatting. So while you're doing that,
I don't understand how that's potato.
There we go. Boiled potatoes. Add a little bit of flour and mash to it, and away you go with the butter, and you're done.
What the fuck?
And then you toast it. And
it's excellent.
Well, you could, potato scones are great. I love potato scones. So no, it's not a hash brown. It's a
no, it's nothing like a hash
look
brown.
how thin it is. It's a potato scone, as we call them here. In the UK, scones often don't have raising agents.
It looks,
on the type of
like a toasted piece of quesadilla bread, but it's a little thicker.
Yeah, and made of potato rather than say corn.
Yeah, and it's like a harder texture.
Yeah. And works really, really well if you make it with butter. In my case, I always score the scone so that the butter sinks into it, because more butter melted into something is always a good thing for me.
They're quite good.
Yeah, they're pretty good. So, so far, potato scone is the winner. Let's move on to another question before we don't do any of them.
Love that.
Above that. So, yeah, the answer to your other question was yes. Hey, Perseo1512. Hello, guys. Hi. How would you make a Necromancer PC? How would he interact in a good guy party without being killed off? I don't know. Love to hear your eyes. Watch Lawhammer. So if you haven't done so already, we've not only covered the Necromancer stroke vampire stroke nasty person and how they can integrate into parties in ways that you don't expect. We've done it with spades. So there's lots of examples in there. But if you're looking for more general advice without specifics, and I do recommend go take a check in Lawhammer. I don't want to spoil it for those of you who haven't watched it, but this is answered in there. Loosely speaking, you need to have a reason for them to be accepted. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, and there's lots of ways that can be done.
How desperate is the situation, right? Like, and what kind of, and as far as necromancers go, they need to be a fairly palatable one. So it can't be a guy that's like wearing pieces of people, you know, who's like very obvious. It can't be Kemmler, right? Like Heinrich Kemmler stands out very heavily. But, you know, if it's someone that, you know, they smell reasonable, they blend in well with society, they're not like Hellman Gorse where they look like, you know, they've been in front of the sun. Did you get Iron Brew? Yeah, it's time for that.
They'll bring that one out so that he can go, okay, that's definitely a thing I've tried.
Yeah.
Iron Brew is a Scottish staple. If you've never had Iron Brew before, there's many an example of people online trying it for the first time. Some people equate it to other drinks. Some people just go, well, that's a thing that I've just drunk. I remember when Nathan Long came over and drunk it, he did this. Whoa, I don't know what I think of that. Put it down. Pure sugar, help. But I have my own bottle down here, which I'm about to go grab, which is 0 sugar.
I will say I don't like it. But
cheers. I get a proper bottle because I'm Scottish.
It's I'm trying to think of how to describe it.
Lovely.
It's more sour than I was expecting. It has
Interesting.
It has like a weird soury bitterness to it that I was not. I was expecting more of like a sugar taste. No, it's more like a. It's more like a. Maybe tart's the word I'm looking for.
Tart, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. Like I don't want to say it. I don't think it. It's kind of close to some medicines I've had in the States. But it's not nearly as sweet as I was expecting.
Yeah, Iron Brew's changed a little since the original 1910 recipe is the one I think that's currently the most common one. That's the pure sugar, where it's pure sugar. This is the slightly less sweetened with sugar, sweetened with artificial sweeteners because we have a sugar tax here in Scotland. So the recipe changed slightly. That also means that this version is much cheaper than the sugared version. This one, for example, you can see if you look on screen. Where's my camera? Go that way. 189 for a big 2 litre bottle, which is not too bad for British prices. Where the sugared version is around about £2.20p, so a whole 30 pence more expensive because of the tax.
Yeah. I don't like it though. I can tell you that. That's like a 1.
So where on my side, I hated Iron Brew for most of my life. When I grew up, we used to get a delivery every week at the north of Scotland where I lived in a lighthouse. A lemonade man would come with a big, huge lorry just full of lemonade, and we'd buy 2 crates of different types of lemonade. We didn't go to a supermarket because at that point there was like one in the entire village which was nearby. And they would deliver not Iron Brew, as in made IRNBRU, but Iron Brew, BREWIRON, Iron Brew. And I hated it with a passion. It was the same orange, but it was a copy of Bar's Iron Brew made by the company that makes this one, using similar recipe. And I hated it with a passion. I came later when I started drinking Bar's Iron Brew, still didn't like it. It would have been an easy 2 for me, but I was sort of used to it by that point. Nowadays, I don't know. I just kind of love it. For me, it's an easy 3.5, 4. It's not my favorite drink by some stretch, but I still do quite enjoy it, particularly the extra version, which has a slightly different flavor.
Yeah, no, I could never have that again and I'll be happy.
All right, next question.
What a weird flavor.
Yeah, there you go.
It's kind of like...
I've got a better one for you after. You're gonna enjoy this one.
Yeah, it's kind of like a bitter Sprite. I don't know. It's very weird. I don't like that.
It's Iron Brew, made in Scotland from girders. So to finish off with the Necromancer, the easiest way to integrate is to ensure that there is a reason that the Necromancer is needed. Say, for example, he's not a bad guy, and the thing that he's doing is the only way they'll be able to overcome the next bad guy that they're approaching. So they go find him because he's the one that can do it. And then that gives you an entry route through to it. But you need to have reasons for the party to accept this, which means some parties may never get there, particularly if they include anti-necromancer types, like Morians, for example.
Most priests.
Priests of Mor, indeed, most priests are probably going to be unhappy. Yet still, we almost we did manage it over in Lorehammer. Yeah. Over in Lorehammer, we managed it, and we came up with a reason for it to work. So I recommend go check it. It's kicking around about the Legacy of Nagash episodes. So episodes around about 16 through to 18, somewhere around that area, gives you the whole introduction to the craziness that eventually has some weird acceptance of certain things that most people would not normally accept. Where are we now? I've completely lost track.
Sean's old. Yep.
Yeah, of course. What happened last night? Was that a mistake? That was me up in the middle of the night setting a stream up and forgetting that there's a difference between AM and PM.
Oh, so Sean noticed.
Yes, yeah, Sean noticed, and yeah, that happened. that happened.
Oh lordy, Yeti, welcome back to Sotek Gets Kidnapped and Forced to Play the Mass Effect trilogy.
Yeah, good game. It's old now though. It's really interesting going back to it. If you go back to it, the first game is now really clunky. It was clunky when it first came out, and when the remastered one arrived. They kind of streamlined a lot of it, and it's still clunky as fuck.
Oh.
But for me,
burping Iron Brew tastes like shit too. Terrible drink.
But Mass Effect 2 plays pretty well. Mass Effect 3 still plays pretty well, but you still steer like a tank. So when you go running, instead of being able to just turn or whatever, you sort of steer off her. You run around like that. And you sometimes lock to terrain a little bit too hard. If you want good mechanics, you don't play any of the trilogy at all for Mass Effect. You play Mass Effect Andromeda. Best mechanics by far. Pretty shit story.
Yeah, I don't foresee myself ever doing it just because I just don't give a shit about sci-fi. Mm-hmm. Like, the moment there's no, notable fantasy elements, my interest just... Yeah, Horizon Zero Dawn had enough fantastical elements that I was like, okay, I'm fucking with this.
Great game though.
Yeah, it's great. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Especially RPGs are a heavy commitment, and there has to be something to really get me. And I don't think Mass Effect has anything that really catches my attention.
Whereas I love it.
Yeah. It's like Knievel. Gnievel.
I say Gnievel.
Gnievel. When people
he's evil Gnievel.
talk about the weird shit in the end times,
Mhm.
I feel like the fact that Gelt became the avatar of Grugni isn't talked about. Well, okay, so there's technically 3 layers to that. Of that, A, someone at GW decided that Grugni would bestow his power through the wind of metal, which does not make any fucking sense. B, that the wind of metal would go into the throne of power, which I can see that argument.
Yeah, sure.
But that it was so powerful that it breaks the rune of Azamar and pieces out. Bullshit, I say.
Bullshit.
And then 3, that both of the winds that first went to dwarfs, which was a stupid idea in the first place, but both of the winds going to dwarfs to then kill all of the dwarfs that had a wind and then give them to a human and an elf. What dumbass bullshit crap is going on here?
Yeah, so when we did our streams on the end times, of which we've done 2, and we probably have to do another because we never really went very far with the second one. We covered a lot of the same ground and then sort of moved forward half a book. And we didn't really do the whole thing, and that's to a degree it's because both of us kind of go,
the next time we do one, it needs to have a subtitle.
Yeah, it
where
needs to
it's
have a
like
nice,
the end times,
clean,
the incarnates, or
Exactly.
the end times, the vortex,
and we
or
can
whatever.
go through each part because this bit is genuine bullshit.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of those ones. I remember when I read it, I was like, "This is shit." Remember when people were saying, "What don't you like about Gelt?" And I already didn't like Gelt. And this was a consolidation of why for many reasons. I'm not going to go into it in any detail because we're going to do that when Warhammer YouTube channel reaches 10k subs. But what we have here is a character who is, and it's a good one.
Hi,
A
this
caramel?
is the first of our tonics offerings.
Tonics offering. Let's do a quick swap over. Let's get rid of the comment there. There we go. Tonics offering. Do drop it down. It is a caramel. It's classic.
A caramel wafer.
Caramel wafer.
Oh, it's a wafer.
It's a wafer. This is a classic Scottish treat made by
it's just
Tonics.
like a whole. Okay.
Yeah. And you're going to find nothing in here that you don't go, oh, right, that's okay. Yeah, look at
I'm already excited.
it. Yeah, it's a nice, easy one, a wafer. Yeah, it's a sweet thing.
It's kind of what you expect.
Yeah, it's exactly what you expect. Yeah, totally. So caramel wafers for me were the sweets that I would always get from, say, my gran when I would arrive to visit, and they would have like a little caramel wafer, take one of those, and I would eat it, and it would be that sort of weird little treat that you got when you occasionally went somewhere else, but you would never buy for yourself because there was other more exciting sweets. It was always that sort of thing that was a biscuit.
It's very mellow.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's exactly that. So for me, if I won't score it first. I'll let Sotek say his quick score.
3. Like
Yeah,
it's not particularly exciting, but it's not bad.
Yeah, it's exactly it, and
Yeah.
I agree entirely. It's a nice solid 3. But I know many people who fucking swear by these, and I have to put the stress on the word "fucking" because it's Scotland.
I would rather it had peanut butter in it.
A good Reese's example.
Yeah.
Totally. And they absolutely adore them, and they'll buy them in entire boxes, and they'll just slowly work their way
If someone
through them.
said that was their favorite candy to me, I'd be like, "You also play a human fighter in D&D." I can tell you're that
a
person.
lot of people swear by them, and that's because they do what they do really well. If you like wafer and chocolate and a bit of caramel, it's exactly that, and it does it as well as you'd expect.
Yeah, I like it, but like there are things I would do to it to make it, in my opinion, better. Like I'd like if it was crispier.
Like if you get yourself a good steak and put tomato sauce in it.
What?
Like if you got a good steak and put tomato sauce in it.
I would never do that. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I thought that was rubbish.
I did not do that at
No, you did
the Witchery.
No, you used the actual sauce they gave you.
Yeah, which it was very good. It was very good. Though I did so
the temptation.
There's a small story here. So Andy and Lindsay took me to a very, very nice restaurant called the Witchery, which is definitely a place that admittedly I would never go to by myself. And the menu, I was like, I barely know a third of the words that are on here.
Good times.
And the first thing I got was the lamb.
It was
pie.
Yeah, it was like a pie. Yes.
Yeah.
The tree.
Didn't vibe with it.
No, he didn't.
Did not.
Nope.
Yeah, tried it and it was like, ooh, like that's unpleasant. and I felt bad because it was like, ooh.
Not to feel bad about it.
But
Lindsay
got a
steak.
Steak.
Got a sirloin steak.
Fucking so good. It was weird. Like when in the States, if someone says they're going to bring you out like a sirloin steak, you expect kind of like a
slab.
A slab.
Yeah.
Where this was almost more like a little pudding cake thing.
Like about so big.
But I felt I didn't care particularly much until the guy came by to collect it. And I was like, I'm just, I'm enjoying my food. I'm just not feeling this. He's like, oh, okay. And he took it. He was like, he looked so heartbroken.
His face was hilarious. And he went off to speak to another waiter. And he was like, what's going on? Particularly when we ordered a completely different main. And he was like, okay. But yeah, bless him.
And then they brought the steak, and it was delicious. And I made fucking sure when that guy came in, I was like, yes, it's very good. It's perfect. It's wonderful.
So, just before we carry on with our questions, caramel wafers, a Scottish staple that you will find in all over the Commonwealth if you happen to be in one of the Commonwealth countries, because they get exported everywhere. And they are kind of good, but just kind of good. Yeah. They're not bad. They're just kind of good. They're just a solid piece of chocolatey, wafery stuff that some people absolutely swear by.
I will give them credit that they're very subtle with the caramel, which I really appreciate. Yeah, because caramel can get really overwhelming really fast.
It really can. Okay, so where are we off to next?
We are here, Morning Crescent. I love the little cultural bits of worlds, fashion, in this case, food. What food from Warhammer would you most like to try? If I could get, I wouldn't trust 99% of it, because one of the biggest running jokes in Warhammer is that most of the food is not made out of what it's advertised as. Mm-hmm. So I wouldn't trust fucking anything. But if I watched the entire process of it being made, I think like a halfling made chicken pot pie would probably be the best fucking thing on the face of the earth.
That would be pretty good. I remember writing something for a dragon turtle where you basically use the glands of the dragon turtle that they use to spew fire to cook the meat inside once you've killed it. So the thing cooks itself.
Oh,
it was a really nice little picture. So Blasco, Attilian chef, lays out the entire recipe, and it's a single dragon turtle which can feed an entire village. And it's used for festival purposes.
I will say, according to the dwarves, dragon stew is supposed to be like kind of divine.
But then, let's be honest, this dwarf's eating it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't trust a dwarf's sense of taste for human comparisons. So I wouldn't mind trying that, because Blasco tells me with good authority, because I wrote it. What about it's super tasty?
What about like a cockatrice pot pie?
Oh dear. Or a little bit of frumenti, the frumenti that is served at the Black Maiden Monastery. Which is really nice. It's like a meaty porridge.
Yeah, I'd try it.
Yeah, me too.
I'd be really excited to try things like, I think skinks could actually make some pretty interesting foods. I just wouldn't want any insects. I would not want insect protein. No, please no. Biofoot, in your expert opinions, why do we only see L amino acids in Earth biology? What would it mean if we? What the fuck, Biofoot?
I think that you would be looking at a Star Trek outcome where the civilizations and species of most of the Star Trek galaxy were seeded by a preceding species, as revealed in the Next Generation. They have an entire little plot line about that, showing why everyone's basically humanoid, why everyone's got very similar chemistry, and indeed you can even crossbreed under certain circumstances. And I think somewhat similarly, if that was the case, then I think we could start building some very interesting arguments for precursor civilizations, or alternatively, only certain building blocks work well for life.
Yeah, if anything, it would just say to me that it's just the universe has tried X amount of combinations, and this is the one that worked, and it just continued to work because nature's kind of lazy.
But I kind of feel like that's probably not going to be the case.
Probably not.
There's going to be life in many places across, not just the galaxy, but across the universe as a whole. It's almost certain.
If only it was easier to check ticks for fucking ever.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Watchdog, have you had any Battenberg? I haven't.
So the answer is no, Watchdog. Right, that was an easy one. Thank you very much. I'll just say that for our stream today, we are only choosing Scottish stuff. If we ever do this again, we've got two other routes we can go down: cooked, more proper Scottish meals, or alternatively, British stuff. So we haven't done things like Jaffa cakes, for example, which I know he's never had. Jaffa cakes are bloody marvellous. The idea of not having had Jaffa cakes to me is just alien, but we haven't done that. We've just done the stuff that is uniquely Scottish.
Oh, well, there you go. Fred Slipknot. Andy, please do more city building. Dong. I don't know what you meant, but map making streams. I love it.
I'm really trying to make this work.
Yeah.
It feels to me when I read this one, Fred. Andy, please do more city building. Dong! Map making streams. Like a bell's hanging halfway through.
No, I just like the idea that he wants more phallic shaped buildings.
Phallic shaped buildings. City building dongs.
You know, he wants more Washington monuments. Love seeing your work, seeing your method. Lindsay, I like your tartan skirt. Well, we'll be sure to tell her when she comes back in.
That's why she was wearing it.
Shadishian, this stream is making me hungry. Are there any known old one artifacts / structure in the deeps? Yes, tons.
Yeah.
I suspect the fishermen have access to interesting tech. Yes, they do. And I mean, the entirety of Tripyodal is down there. And there's also a couple of other sites noted on the geomantic web that have sunk. Like it's
I hear someone arriving.
Hello.
Oh, it's my other daughter.
Oh, hi there.
Whoa.
Nice to meet you.
Your daughter.
Sorry, it's my daughter. Yeah.
Other daughter.
It's Tunix again.
Too, apparently.
Okay, they won't see you. Should come around this way.
Oh.
And so you go around. Say,
hello.
hey, it's Laurie. This is my youngest daughter.
Hi.
Everyone say hi to Laurie.
I'm a daughter. Hello.
And we have a Tunix tea cake. This is the alternative. Lindsay adores these.
She does.
She
First-hand
adores these.
experience.
So you're saying if I bomb it?
Yeah, she's gonna hate you. Okay, so
I'm only here for one more night.
I don't like Tunix tea cake. Calling it ahead of time. Okay, so it's marshmallow, biscuit. Okay, a little bit of strawberry in there, and chocolate covering.
Interesting.
Okay, it is not my cup of tea. Apparently, there is an almost equivalent over in America. So let's see if this pings on him on anything.
Just got jump scared for one of your daughters.
Yes, totally.
So
the biscuit's at the bottom, and the marshmallow's the big bobble bit.
Okay,
So you just sort of bite into it. Yeah, take a bite. Oh, you didn't get any of the strawberry by the looks of it.
That could be a good thing, though. I don't like strawberry.
Oh, okay, well, that turned out well. It's not strawberry, it's strawberry sauce. So it's just like a sweet red sauce.
It's decent.
Yeah, there you go. So, out of 5?
Well,
3, 2, 1.
Are you trying to get me in trouble? It sounds like you're trying to get me in trouble.
Yeah, just so that I can tell Lindsay that he hates her favorite treat.
I'd probably say 3.5.
3.5, yeah.
It's not.
So for me, a tea cake, a Tunix tea cake is an easy.
I'm pretty damn sure there's no strawberry sauce.
1.5. There should be,
because that's my second bite, and there's nothing to be found.
There should be in there. I mean, I'd tear it apart if you don't want to eat anymore, because there should be in there. God damn it!
Here, I'll go in from the other side.
You just got the crappiest. No, there's nothing in there. It's just crappy. Oh, there we go. Who needs strawberry anyway?
It's good though. I mean, it's kind of like. I bet heated up, that would be amazing. It's a s'more, essentially.
It's very much like that, yeah. They're super, super popular here in Scotland. And as I say, Lindsay adores them.
There is no strawberry in a Tunix tea cake.
There's no strawberry in a Tunix tea cake. I was wrong.
You're talking about those squishmallow
The
ones.
squishmallow ones. See, I don't know. I don't eat them. I hate them. She eats them. Disgusting things. So, yeah, she loves that crap. Not me. You can hear Lindsay complaining.
That's like a really strong 3.5.
Okay, so maybe even a 4.
I don't know. I don't know if I'd put it.
Okay, it's not 7 out of 10.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, that works quite neatly. I for me they're an easy one. And I mean an easy one. Amadeus, dear lore masters, what is an Unchained Sienna's third career in? Oh! You can hear the immediate. Is she still under the aegis of the Articles of Magic? Can a PC become wet in Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay? What would a wizard of another wind become as Unchained? Really curious about Shimon or Heist.
So the easiest way to explain it is an Unchained Sienna has given into her addiction. She's completely fallen to the wind of Akshi, and she is full on addicted, and she's really dangerous to be around. I don't think that would make for a viable PC, because they're she wouldn't really be someone you could talk to. It would be someone that is so deeply bound into the wind that they would probably need to be put down, or at the very least imprisoned somewhere that could handle them, and then unleashed in times of war. Like they're living weapons and nothing else.
Yeah, there have been a couple of times in Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay in particular where they've sort of gone, there's big, massive, powerful battle wizards, and we're not going to stat them because we're not sure how to do it because our system doesn't really have a very good top end. Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay 2, I'm looking at you. So we never really got the war wizards. And in some respects, the war wizards that they were describing, which are the ones that are completely mental, can't be trusted, out of their hands, are the Unchained as they're presented there. It's also worth noting, though, that the systems in general are best coping with that on the Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay side using their Arcane Mark systems. There's an Arcane Mark system, Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay 4. There's one in Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay 2 as well. And the idea that whenever certain things go wrong and you take on a mark of the wind that you're channeling, something happens to you which makes you become a little bit closer to that wind until eventually it takes over.
Yeah, so kind of like how if you get too many mutations, you become a mutant.
Yeah.
She got too many arcane marks of Akshi, and she has become that.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's basically it. And could you do that in roleplay? Yes, but the character that you're creating is effectively like creating a mutant. It's creating something that's bigger, weirder, and probably not accepted in many quarters.
If you look at her, all that armor she's wearing, it's meant to keep her from basically just exploding everywhere.
Yeah,
it keeps the flame under control.
Yeah, 100%. Hey, Bargain PK, first time catching you live. Way, it's always nice to stream at a different time.
Yeah, but this is also a very weird stream to catch us live first time for. So sorry.
Really-ish. No, not sorry. It's brilliant. Thank you so much to both of you for making my days brighter, and thank you in turn for watching and having your day brightened, I suppose. Hope you're enjoying the UK Sotek. What's up, Tim? What's been the best food snack you've tried so far?
I've mostly enjoyed it. I got really sick for a good 3-ish days, and Andy and Lindsay, they had to just kind of deal with that, which I appreciate them for dealing with, because it was probably not nice to listen to. But overall, been a really good trip. Best thing I've had so far would have to probably be the potato
box gone.
Yeah,
that we just had here.
Yeah, I would say this is probably my second favorite so far. Like, I could easily eat that entire thing.
Given that there's quite a lot more food to come.
Yeah, that's why I'm not.
He's doing the clever thing. He's pacing himself. He is wise, unlike many people I know. Daniel Lysen, I'm going to guess Lysen.
Sure.
Lysen? Let's go with that one. I saw your 40k versus fantasy stream, and I was asking what reaction would have Malachi and the Engineer Guild have about the Mechanicus tech.
Okay, well, so if you mean the Engineer Guild and the dwarfs, they would probably hate it. They would probably hate it, think it's a horrid abomination that needs to be destroyed, unless something could be very. So
this is
we'll come back to this.
Oh, this is something that I can see.
Oatcakes and mature cheddar cheese.
Let's get rid of the comment there so we can say oatcakes and mature. You can't quite see it. We need to turn off the screen.
Well, yeah, the cheese is turning green.
The cheese, because it's very orange and apparently it touches green inside. Doesn't look good on the screen there.
No. This oatcake it's got butter on it, and this is plain.
Okay, so an oatcake is just an oat cake.
Cool.
Okay, so it's made of oats and it's compressed down. It's a little bit like caking porridge and baking it.
Yeah, we have something similar.
And it's just Scottish cheese. So typically eaten with butter. That's quite a lot of butter from Lindsay if you're not a butter fan. Typically eaten with butter, but you can have it dry if you wish, and they're often eaten together. Okay.
Thanks, Hawk Audley, as I look.
Oh, you look great. Yeah,
you've had a number of compliments.
Yes, you have indeed. Compliments concerning tartan skirt. So good job.
Thanks.
Yeah, good job. Move out of the way so everyone can see your tartan skirt. Right?
That's more okay. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. So I hated oatcakes when I was a kid because everyone would feed them to me like I should like them. And now that I'm an adult and no longer feel the natural rebellion of a child to hate everything my parents or grandparents give me, I actually adore them. These oatcakes in particular from Mackay's up in Aberdeen, these ones are just the freaking best. I don't know why I love them so much. I do better with cheese according to some. I don't need cheese. I'll just eat oatcakes dry because I'm an idiot. For me, it's an easy 5, and they're just bland, dull oatcakes. But I love them. And they also remind me of New Year. That crunch of cheese and biscuit together. I do recommend the two together if you want to get that proper texture of the bite with the cheesy bit.
Well, yeah, I did. I just wanted to separate them for a second.
When they get going and they're in your mouth for a while, they almost have a texture of a cheese scone. Almost.
The cheese is excellent. It's interesting. It's kind of like you bite it, and at first it doesn't taste like anything, and then it like builds up to having the flavor. It's quite a nice flavor.
Yeah.
The cheese is great. The scone, it's okay.
Cake,
whatever. I don't know why y'all gotta use so many words. Why can't y'all just use simple words?
So, the cheese that we've got, this one's a Galloway cheese. It's over from the West Coast. Not my favorite Scottish cheese, probably the Orkney cheddar. And for those of you out there, in fact, not just Rosie, I've just noticed a comment coming in. Who's out there say Somerset calling cheddar Scottish? There are Scottish cheddars because cheddar now is a classification of cheese, a type of cheese, which obviously presumably originated down in the Cheddar Gorge down in England. And cheddar is probably, as a general thing, one of my favorite types of cheese anyway. And yeah, I really like it, but I'm fully aware that most people, particularly in Scotland, view oatcakes as just a standard little thing you'd maybe have at the edge of a party, and someone would have some cheese and oatcakes. It's often at the end of a nice meal or something like that, and it's fine.
I would give the cheese a really nice, like 3.5.
Mm-hmm.
Like very edible. It's nice. I could definitely get bored of it pretty quick, but it's
a cheese.
Yeah. The oatcake, oat cake.
It's God.
It's all right. I'm not a huge fan of grainy textures, and it's very grainy.
It's very grainy.
Yeah.
Very oaty.
So for me personally, I'd probably put it like a 1.5 or a 2. It's not bad, but there's definitely nothing exciting about it.
From my side, oatcake when I was a kid would have been 1. The cheese would have been a 5. Now I'm older, the oatcake's a 5, and the cheese is like a 3.
Yeah.
It's interesting to see how tastes mature and change over time. And for me, it most certainly has. Right, so where are we off to next? I believe
we need to go back to where we were, to be honest, because we didn't really finish Daniel's thing.
There we go. Thank you. No, we didn't finish that.
Yeah. So I would say the Dwarf Engineer Guild would hate it. They would probably see it as horrifying and full abomination, awful. Especially because a lot of Mechanicus tech, from a distance, I think they would be kind of like, oh, about the machines. But I think the second they got close and saw how bumbling these doofuses were with like all of their prayers and weird ass rituals and shit, the dwarves would be like, these guys are fucking idiots.
Yeah.
Malachi, I don't think would be particularly impressed by them. I think he would be impressed by some of their like firepower, and he'd want to mess with it. I think the regular Dwarf Engineers Guild would say that's awful. That is like our worst fears about humanity to realize. Get that out of here. Malachi would probably want to take it apart.
I think it's actually quite likely that if they got access to their tech and tried to figure it out, that we'd end up with a combination of rune priests and engineers working on it. The complex nature of the circuit boards, but mirroring in many respects the magical matrices that the runes are working from and spreading through the metals or whatever else they're forged in. So I think it's very likely that the rune priests and the engineers would almost combine to figure it out and how it worked. And I'm not saying that they succeed because some of the technology is super complicated and quite obscure. I mean, one of those things that they'd look at, and much like, pardon me, artifacts made by, runes made by, for example, their ancestors that they still don't quite understand, it wouldn't surprise me if it fell into that. I don't think they'd have very much at all in the way of respect for the people using it, but the tech itself, they would be certainly interested.
All right.
A bit of oatcake and fat in my throat. And they'd certainly be interested. Interested in figuring out how it worked because they could probably make it better in their view.
Yeah, and they would definitely, I think, be absolutely horrified at any of the human components and be like, that needs to die immediately. Like servitors, chop, chop, chop. Yeah, like the Mechanicus themselves, chop, 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 chop.
Yeah. What the Mechanicus have, that's worthy of study.
Yeah, I don't think anyone in the Warhammer world, except for the Chaos Dwarfs and certain elements of and the Skaven, would look at the Mechanicus with anything but just like that needs to die.
Hey, Camille, we already answered this one. So, any named Warhammer dishes you'd want to try that were real, assuming there are any, are more fantastical and hopefully not made of centaur milk?
Oh, well, I mean, named? Unfortunately, we don't have a lot of great Warhammer cookbooks. That's not something... GW doesn't like to do things that flesh out their setting. They leave it to things like the roleplay guys, and the roleplay guys, in my experience, haven't done a lot of cooking-focused stuff. Which is a shame.
I did in a lot of fan material I wrote, but I never really put any of it into the books. I did do things like Frumenti, as I mentioned earlier. That popped into the Monastery of the Dark Maiden. I generally, whenever I made something new, tried to add at least one music thing, one poem, one piece of food, something that added some cultural relevance and detail to it. But actual proper recipes, I haven't done yet.
Yeah, so it's one of those things where, like, if you gave me a list, I would definitely pick something out, but nothing really jumps out at me. Like, you know, the only thing that I can really think of would be like certain kinds of like the meat of certain animals, but
yeah, cool. Okay, moving over. Where were we? Because I was looking at the other one.
Jonathan. Yep.
That one.
There you
Thank
go.
you, Jonathan Scott.
Has Sotek had authentic haggis yet? No. But supposedly some form of it will be appearing today.
And we've gone for the best type too.
Hi.
Oh, I wonder what it is this time.
Right. Okay.
What do we have? What do we have? What do we have?
I need to pull the curtain back and maybe eat off this table.
Oh, dear.
Okay, no, we got space here.
Oh,
You can bring it
We're
in.
not sure what this is. We think it might be chippy sauce.
Not sure.
We got
what
chippy
it is.
sauce. Holy shit! That's an Edinburgh new.
It might be gravy.
Oh, here comes the.
Here's your curry sauce for you, Andy.
Okay,
We knew that you can have chips. with
I can't
curry
have chips
sauce.
yet. So what do we have?
This
from the
is
chippy?
a white pudding,
White
which
pudding?
is like the vegetarian sort of sister of haggis.
So a white pudding first, which is a very oaty pudding.
Okay.
Yeah, it's still made. This is a jumbo haggis supper.
Oh, and a haggis supper. Now, I'm going to be eating this, even if he turns his nose up and goes,
And Laurie has brought a deep fried pizza.
deep fried pizza!
Absolute classic. Here you
Oh,
go.
Jesus
There might
Christ.
be
Brown
more,
sauce.
just a warning to pace yourself, there may be more chippy food in these staying warm in
Okay,
the
so
oven.
it's worth pointing this out for those of you who don't know. Edinburgh has got its own type of sauce that it uses in all of its chippies. When I came down to Edinburgh for the first time, someone said, "Do you want salt and sauce
It's-
with that?" I was like, "Yeah,
It's brown
sure."
sauce with vinegar.
And it's brown sauce, brownie type sauce with
Watered down.
much more vinegar, and it's its own unique thing, which I'm going to bring out so that we can at least I can't touch it very much because there's too much sugar in it. Oh, but it smells of my childhood when I first came to Edinburgh. First said, "Oh man, this is more chippy sauce." Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to have a bit of all of this because I can. I'm in a rare moment where I can. So first, chippy sauce, brown sauce. Okay, so brown sauce is sort of a fruitier, slightly more spicy version of tomato sauce, and obviously minus the tomato. Very common in the UK. And up in Edinburgh, we've got our own version in all the chip shops, which is called just brown sauce. It's imaginatively named, or chippy sauce. And chippy sauce is this shit, which I'm going to move away from here, put the white pudding over here, so that we can just put a little bit on here. And I'm totally having at least one bit of it, because for me, this is childhood nostalgia. I'm not meant to eat too much because there's a bit too much sugar in this for me. But I kind of love it.
I figured I'd bring out the fourth, the last savoury chip shop delight, which is
I love chippy
jumbo
sauce.
sausage.
And a jumbo sausage.
Nice.
I
Nice.
got that.
We have so much food
Warhammer.
here, it's
Warhammer.
actually
Now,
ridiculous.
someone in the comments put vegetarian in Scotland because I refer to the white pudding as vegetarian. It is not vegetarian. It's just that white pudding is made with oatmeal and suet and no blood, and black pudding is made with oatmeal and suet and spices and
black
blood.
pudding. It's basically
So it's not
it's
actually
not a
vegetarian.
bloody black pudding, which is ridiculous.
I love a white pudding. It's
I'm
really
gonna have
good.
one more chippy sauce, just because I kind of have to. Sotek does look terrified. Look at his face.
We've been
I
over
have
this
a- can I
yesterday.
have a sausage?
It's the thinking face.
It's the thinking
Can
face.
you cut me a bit of sausage?
I can just tear off the sausage.
I'm not really supposed to have this because I don't eat gluten.
Whoa! What happened there?
It's trying to take a screenshot.
Try to take a screenshot. Let me just get rid of that. There we go. This is mentally one of my favorite types of sausage you can get, and they're just unlike any other
I
sausages.
was about to put it back, but you don't like it when I do that.
No one else in the world
He doesn't
likes
like
this.
it
This
when
is
I take a
basically
bite and put the food
this
back. I
requires
don't know
all the
why.
tomato sauce in the world to be good.
You say you don't know why.
Yeah.
Yeah, she did.
What a mystery.
What a mystery.
It is a
What a
mystery.
mystery.
I'm glad you
So,
understand.
chippy sauce. Did you hate that?
Certainly didn't like it.
I love chippy sauce.
It's
Can you
When I
give me a
first-
bit more chippy sauce because I need some for my.
When I first came
definitely
to
strong
Edinburgh,
vinegar.
it's very vinegary.
Yeah.
When I first came to Edinburgh, I couldn't stand it, but every single chippy had it, and people, whenever they locally bought salt chips, always covered it in it. So whenever I had a chip for somebody else, it was on there, and after about maybe 2 or 3 months, it was just the standard that I had here.
Bring up Jeff Batchelor's comment.
Jeff Batchelor, I can't quite reach.
I got it.
You got it? Cool. Oh, wow, crap.
So Tex said yesterday that every time he's come to Europe before, he's lost weight, and we were like, challenge accepted.
You'll notice that I'm tasting each of these things, not eating all of these.
So
things.
I'm going to have a bit of this as well. This is white pudding. Okay, so it's a chippy one, so it's covered in.
Why do I have these? If he's just
just tear bits off. Okay, so white pudding is a very mealy center, and it is generally best eaten with a lot of tomato sauce, as far as I'm concerned. It's kind of like a slightly mealy sausage, and an OT one slightly. Works best by dumping it in tomato sauce or some equivalent if that's your preference. It's just sort of hot and warm and mealy.
Yeah.
This is kind of, for me, comfort food. I didn't have this until I came down to Edinburgh. So I had my first white pudding when I was about 20.
The taste isn't horrible. I don't like the texture terribly, but
you're going to hate haggis.
Oh, I bet I will.
I shouldn't have this tomato sauce because it's not the reduced sugar one, but I'm having a bit anyway because white pudding without tomato sauce is wrong.
Don't hurt yourself.
Oh, I've taken pills on purpose. Okay, next, deep fried pizza.
No, let's save that for last.
Oh, no, this has got to be, surely. The haggis has to be last.
No, I want to end.
But you want to end with something you like?
I want to end with something to clean my palate out.
I don't order deep fried pizzas. I know I'd mark that. All right.
Your daughter came here to kill us is what it is. Your head's so many buttons. Let me do the sausage. Let me do the sausage.
Yeah, then move that way. We're busy hitting my keyboard like mad here, and it's currently going. We've probably cancelled the stream like 5 times. Let me just move the keyboard out of the way. There we go.
This looks quite good, actually.
Good sausage. Again, tomato sauce is king for this.
Well,
it's a sausage. I'm having a bit more chips while we're doing this.
No, only thing I don't like about sausage is they get little like chunks in them that are kind of like chewy. I hate those.
Yeah, me too. Agree. Just no. I'm heavy on texture, and the wrong textures turns me off for like the first 20 times I try something until I get used to it.
Yeah, I mean it's like a shitty corn dog. So I would much prefer a corn dog because it has an actual hot dog in it. I think hot dogs are superior to sausage. But
where for me, I would prefer a sausage supper because I'm used to it. Dunked with too much tomato sauce. Not for me. It's childhood bliss.
I mean, it's not bad. I could eat this and not cry about it. Yeah.
Oh, it's so good when it's covered in tomato sauce. Oh, I'm such a child.
All right, let's get this piece of shit over with.
Okay, it's haggis time. I'm just going to break this up. We have ourselves a deep fried haggis because we're in Scotland. We've got to give him.
Oh, so it's normally not like that.
There's different ways to do it, but it's this.
I was going to say it's honestly a bit more almost tyrannid looking than what you had at the restaurant. But the haggis you had at the restaurant last night looked much more appetizing.
That's because we were a really good restaurant. I adore haggis. I didn't have any until I was about 20. I was live running a LARP stream at the time. A LARP stream. There was no streams back then. What am I talking about?
Wow, you were ahead of the game.
A LARP game. And I was the referee, and one of my players got himself a haggis supper. And I went, haggis supper? I didn't even know you could get such a thing, having lived in Edinburgh already for like 3 months. And he's like, you've got to try it. And I was like, I don't want to try it. I don't even know what fucking haggis is. I don't know if I want this shit. And I had it. And I was like, you know what? I don't hate it. It's kind of spicy. It's kind of good. You know what? I think I actually like this shit. Went and ordered myself a haggis supper immediately. Did this, covered it in tomato sauce. And was sold forever.
There's someone in the comments that has said something about Naples. Can you go?
Naples?
Yeah, so they said that in Naples, deep fried pizza is also a thing. There you go. So the reason it's a thing in Scotland is because most of the fish and chip shops in Scotland were opened by Italian immigrants from the 19th century onwards, and then there was a big upsurge after World War II. The reason they became so popular in Scotland in the 50s and 60s was because their ice cream parlours opened on a Sunday, unlike the Protestant Scottish ones that did not.
Correct.
But yeah, we have deep fried stuff in Scotland because of Italian.
So I will say that the haggis doesn't taste like absolute horrible flaming garbage, which is what I expected.
Yeah,
based on what I've heard it's made out of. But like the little spice it has is actually quite nice.
It's nice, isn't it?
I don't like the texture.
Texture is probably
could not care less for the texture. Like I will happily never eat it again in my life. Like I would say because of the texture, it's like a 1.5. because it's got like just a lot of little like bits
grainy
in it.
bits.
Yeah, a lot
Yeah.
of grainy bits that I don't care for. Flavor wise though, I'd probably put it at like a 3.5, a
pretty good,
3.
isn't it?
Like it's got a nice
And
little
it's got a
spice.
nice bit of kick as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Peppery kick.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah.
It's not bad at all.
So for all of you out there wondering, what does haggis taste like? The answer is,
It's better than the white pudding in my opinion.
I agree. I much prefer haggis.
Yeah.
Much
The
better.
spice kick is necessary in my opinion.
Tear yourself off some ridiculous
Jesus
pizza.
Christ.
So not only is this a deep fried pizza, Chippies, as in chips upsellers here in the UK, always use the shittest, cheapest pizzas for this. Always. You know,
This is like a Taco Bell pizza.
yeah, it's really bad pizza,
Ugh.
and then they deep fry it, which gives it a bit more moisture, and that somehow balances it out. Not for me.
This is terrible.
I actually hate these. I mean, I can eat them.
Yeah, like it's totally edible, but there's nothing nice about it.
It's like the opposite of, say, for example, I don't like the grain in this one. I'll mark it down. This is just bad food.
No, this is an easy 2. Like it's like perfectly edible, which is why it's not a 1, but like it's not good. The crust is quite crunchy, actually.
Yeah, it is.
The
It's
crust
quite nice. The problem with deep fried pizza is you start it and you're like, nah, and then you finished it and you're like, oh, I appear to have eaten the whole thing.
That's exactly what that is. Yeah.
They are, for me, it's basically carb upon carb upon carb with a tiny sliver of whatever the topping happens to be for the pizza they choose, which is almost always a basic margarita pizza.
Like so there's a pizza joint right next to I won't say what it is because I don't want to like dox Andy. There is a pizza joint nearby that does like oven
Yeah, on big pizzas.
yeah. And the stuff we got from there, delicious.
It's good.
Fantastic.
Good pizza.
Absolutely incredible. Compared to this, this is shit compared to that.
It's really bad.
Oh my god.
But we have to go with the deep fried options because we're in Scotland. So let's break these down. All right,
It's a good thing y'all have to fucking walk everywhere. You'd all be dead otherwise.
Yeah. I don't get chippies very often anymore. Used to a lot when I was a kid. It makes me wonder how I got fat. So let's go through them. Sausage.
Oh, I would say like a good 3.5.
Oh, white pudding.
If it was like a actual corn dog, it'd be a 5.
Yeah.
But like, yeah,
White pudding.
1.5.
Good. Haggis.
2.
Pizza.
No, haggis is 1.5 because of the texture.
Yeah.
Flavor is like a 3.
So average is out about 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. Well, not bad for haggis. What else have we got? Chippy sauce.
1.
Very vinegary. Yeah.
1. Don't worry.
A deep fried pizza. Will we cover that?
1.5.
A deep fried pizza for me is a really hard one to score.
You could easily eat the whole thing, but like, fuck it.
But
It's gross.
It's one of those foodstuffs that when you have it, you're like, I there's nothing good about this, but you can't help but eat it all half the time.
Yeah, it just tastes like bread.
Yeah, it does.
It's just like it's just bread.
Yeah, totally. So there's a nice mixture of Scottish chippy food. It looks like we've not necessarily got ourselves a deep fried Mars bar. I do believe one was ordered, but maybe it just didn't come. It looks like we've gone through.
I can't say I'm that disappointed.
I will be honest and say the deep fried Mars bar by far the best of all of these.
Really?
Oh yeah. There's a reason deep fried Mars bars keep on selling. They are annoyingly good. I can't eat them anymore, which is a good thing. We don't need me to eat them anymore. Let's move all this shit out the way. Oh, excellent timing.
It's dessert from the chippy.
Is it a deep fried Mars bar?
Yeah.
Oh, perfect timing!
You summoned it into existence.
So if you like a Mars bar, you know there's nothing there to worry about. It's just covered in batter and fried.
Trade you these?
Yeah, of course.
Thank you, Lindsay.
Let me pass you over this one too.
That way, Andy doesn't.
Take a bite quick before it gets cold. I'm a curry sauce. Oh, I'll put that there for a moment.
Shall I leave this here?
Yeah.
Where's the?
Otherwise, the cats will eat it.
It's yours, so just pick it up and eat it.
Sort of.
Just bite. It's going to be quite milky. Your teeth will be better.
Yeah.
Deep fried Mars bar. Very serious. This is the moment all of Scotland watches on. Is it that awful? Is it as bad as they say? Is it actually kind of okay because it's all sort of melty and nice and gorgeous and slipping in your mouth? Or is he just not a Mars
I don't
bar
like your
fan?
descriptions.
Or is he just not a Mars bar fan? And he's like, this is sucky. I really don't like it. It's all sort of blah, and it just melts and it's disgusting.
So generally speaking, I'm not a big chocolate person.
Mm,
That being said, the chocolate is not bad. It's actually quite nice chocolate.
Yeah. Spicy.
Yeah, I mean, everything we just fucking had is messy.
Yeah, true fact.
Yep, no, totally get that.
I probably. I mean, like, if someone were to come to me and be like, would you rather have a deep fried Mars bar or like just a regular s'more? I'd be like, please God, give me the s'more. I'd probably give that like a 2.5. Like, if someone was like, have you had it? Yeah. Would you recommend trying it?
No!
Not really, but if you want to for the novelty, I guess, or if you just really fucking like Mars bars, but no, not really. No,
that's fine. I don't like them. For all I was bigging it up a little bit there, largely because I also don't really like chocolate much.
I think if you're like, I'm a chocolate slut,
but,
you'll probably like that.
To the point that I would never have bought a Mars bar ever. It's just not my sort of chocolate. But I remember the first time I had a deep fried Mars bar, which was really quite a long time ago now, about 20 years ago or so. And I was like, really, do I have to? In much the same way that poor old Sotek is having it stuffed into his gob. And I was like, I'll do it. And I was like, actually, I think I prefer this to a Mars bar because it was sort of melty and it was hot and it was warm. And I was like, you know what? I think I prefer that. But that's not saying much because I kind of don't like Mars bars.
I would probably say the same thing. I feel like.
Yeah, totally. But everybody's got their own preference. Lindsay, for example, who has literally just commented down in the comments, who does like a Mars bar, says, yeah, no, they are just bad.
Yeah, I don't want more of that. Yeah.
So go check out a Mars bar if you don't know what's in it. For example, Pie Guy. And a Mars bar is not just chocolate, it's chocolate, caramel, and what else is in there? Is that it? Chocolate, caramel, and it's so long since I had a Mars bar.
No, I think I taste some of the I forget what there's something else they put in a lot of chocolate bars. It's kind of like a white substance that adds a lot of the filling.
I don't think there's any biscuit in there.
Oh yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah.
Totally. Right, let's pop that out. Let's go to a normal
nougat. Maybe nougat?
And no, I'm not nugget. That's more Snickers has got nugget in it and peanut. Anyway, let's move back to our questions. Where were we? Let's wonder, has Sotek had authentic haggis yet? And what cultures in the Warhammer world eat haggis? And most disgusting dishes by faction episode would be fun.
That would be fun.
It would be super fun, but we probably have to make it up because they're not really, detailed.
Yeah, no, we'd have to bullshit
orcs that. Eat people and shit like that. So most likely it would be some sort of Albionese recipe if people were running to type. Very possibly they'd slap it into the most Scottish of the Empire peoples, as is often the case. The Empire is nothing more than a reflection of the UK anyway, even though it's Germany, which would mean the most likely option would be somewhere like Nordland.
Yeah. Yeah. That could make a fun one of those like stupid Wednesday tier list stream type things.
Yeah, it certainly could. Moving off. Holy Artist. Oh, the lore in the room just great with you two in one room.
Okay. To give an idea what the last 4 days has been like, it flip-flops between really cool lore discussions and really intense bitching about various GW decisions, back to lore discussion, back to lots of angry...
Have you seen this?
Yeah, back to lots of angry bitching. It's a lot of that.
Yeah, and discussing anything new that may have hit the internet. Can't help ourselves because, you just can't. Hey, Draymond, planning to have something like Sartosa in my world. Good choice. Have you both ever played there? If so, any of your experiences I could use as venture hooks. I have never, and this is a rare thing for me to say, played a game in Sartosa. And that seems crazy to me.
Well, that is crazy to me.
Sartosa got a little bit of extra detail back in the Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay Companion in 2nd edition. Not a great deal. There's a little bit there. It's got a big volcano. Pirates are. And you've got more over in 5th edition, Dogs of War as well, with a little bit of mention there too. But beyond that, Sartosa... food.
What more could there be?
What's next?
Right, so I took pity on Sotek
and
made him the most traditional of all the Scottish vegetables. Neeps.
Neeps?
Turnip.
Oh.
Swede.
Turnip.
Swede.
Turnip.
Swede.
Are you all going to come to a consensus, or is it just...
Swede.
Oh, I feel bad you made so much of it.
No, it's it came in a packet, so...
It came in a
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just give me...
Oh, it's like Kind of like
It's a rutabaga, is what it is.
it's kind of like there's something really close to this back home. I'm really struggling to put my finger on it.
So, traditionally here in Scotland,
This is what we
neeps
have with haggis
is served with haggis
really?
and potato.
and potato.
So,
But I
haggis, neeps,
figured
and
you'd had
tatties.
mashed potato in your
So-
life before.
haggis, neeps, what he's eating right now, and tatties, which is potato. Haggis, potato, and turnip.
Yeah, it's like if
Like
somebody
a mashed turnip.
It's like if somebody mashed or combined like a sweet potato with a carrot.
It does
It's
exactly,
very,
it, but
very
it's not
similar,
actually a turnip. It's a sweet.
Yeah, it's the sweet. It's the smaller one.
No, it's the bigger one.
I can't.
It's a root vegetable. I'm gonna throw him a.
To be fair, if she brought up something and you were like, "No, it's this very specific thing," you would do the exact same thing.
100%, and she's right to call me out.
A
there.
Swede is a rutabaga in
Yeah.
America.
I mean, yeah, it's a thing.
Yeah, so on my side, I hate it with a passion unless it's served with haggis and potato, and it's got butter mixed in with a bit of pepper, and then it just really zings and it's lovely. But other than that, I never touch the stuff. Everyone's got their own preferences, though.
Interesting. And Draymond, what I would say is, first of all, thank you very much. From Netherlands, I'm guessing.
Oh yeah, Netherlands.
And for me, all Sartosa is super cool. It tends to pop up in unexpected places. Big ones I would actually recommend checking out is there's a pretty cool actually Sartosa scene in there's no trash can over here. I don't know what happened to it.
Gone.
I
It's
don't know.
all the way out there. I'm gonna go grab it. Back in a moment.
Okay. There is a really cool Sartosa scene in the Neferata book by I can't remember his name. It's part of the Masters of Death. Well, it was supposed to be a trilogy, but it ended up only being a duology because they canceled the third book. But there's some pretty neat Sartosa stuff in there, and Sartosa also makes a pretty notable appearance in the Dreadfleet novel, which you can actually get as
It does.
a PDF from the Black Library website for really cheap. It's a really cheap book too.
Mm-hmm.
So I really recommend checking those out because obviously those aren't roleplay experiences, but like Andy, I've never had a roleplay campaign take place in Sartosa. Mostly because I think for a lot of GMs it would be intimidating because there's very, very little official info on it. Josh Reynolds, that's who wrote the Neferata book. So I would check out those two books because Sartosa has had influence from a lot of really fun factions, especially vampires and dark elves. And also a lot of stuff to do with like Araby, because the Arabian Corsairs took over for quite a hot while. And the Barony of the Damned. Oh yeah, the Wolf-Up Companion. Yeah, definitely has quite a bit, if memory serves.
Yeah, I'm just double checking just to make sure that my memory's not broken on it because I've not looked at that.
I believe you're correct.
Even though I was,
because it's very ocean facing.
That points. Oh, for goodness sake. Sartosa, fun. Never been there. Go figure. Right, here we go. This is the one because I remember Andrew Kendrick was writing one. Sartosa, there it is. There's about 10 pages in Sartosa in the Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay Companion for 2nd edition, written by Andrew Kendrick. So you've got some material, but it's not a great deal. And as I recall, he wrote it relatively small, and some of the other sources make it a bit bigger and a bit more Pirate Island. Yay! So slightly different version, but worth having a little look at.
Yep. Laughing God. Here's a question or potential stream idea. What is parenting? Parenting / child rearing like for various factions of Warhammer World, and how does it shape their society? That's a great question.
I think it's a brilliant one, Laughing God, because Games Workshop is renowned for focusing on one thing, and it makes sense, and that's war. And kids are rarely a good topic to mix in with war because it often means child slaughter, and that does not make for a very good investor call. While you're speaking, hey investors, our new game's come out and it's all about killing children. I'm pretty sure that's not going to go down very well. So you tend to find that the child aspect of it, much like in many computer games, whenever you've got the wanting capability to slay everything, they often go, and let's not put the kids in there because there's going to be some players out there who just murder children because they're weird and they wander around doing exactly that. Warhammer's somewhat similar. Kids only happen in an almost safe environment or when they're not really kids because they're mutants, for example. So they're used as a watchword for a variety of other ills the Warhammer world may face. So does this get covered? Very, very rarely. But should it be? Definitely, because there's a few questions here. If we are looking to world build in a fashion that presents each of the different species as unique and different, surely that means that they don't all act like humans. They don't all get reared like humans. They all have their own unique processes. And as a single example, in the Lorehammer version, so that's not the real world version, but in the Lorehammer version, my elves, when they're born, not long after, they're moving around like deer.
Oh,
Okay, they're up and at them at a very young age because they are not human. They don't work like human. They don't think like humans. They just deal with life in a completely different way. And part of our elves is that they can skipper around like little bastards almost from the point when they're born. So they're a bit shaky to begin with, and give them a few days later and they're gambling around doing whatever it is that baby elves do. But that's Lorehammer. And the reason I did that was because I wasn't in a position where I could actually tackle it. But I think it needs to be tackled for Warhammer. What happens at each stage? Now, some of the novels sort of cover this by popping up and saying, oh, there's a baby here. And they almost always go, it's just a human. Oh, there's a human with pointy ears. That's the elf baby. And they do nothing else with it. Because the most common trope of most writers is to just go, all of the other species are just human with a tweak. For example, humans with pointy ears, or humans with broad bodies, or humans that are short. That's rubbish, particularly because when you actually look at how the species are then characterized when they're older, their societies, how they work, they're all really very different and quite alien in their own ways. We should re-examine it and go right back to the beginning and say, what makes a dwarf, a halfling a halfling? How are things different?
yeah, I do think this would make for a good stream, especially because I will give them credit of the players' hand guides have attempted to tackle this, where they do actually, well, they talk about it.
Yeah.
Like they do talk about it.
Mhm.
Where they give ideas, or well, they state like this is what happens when a dwarf is like, this is what their childhood is like, yeah. So it's something that we could definitely talk about. And
I meant more the baby side.
oh yeah, no,
Babies.
they gloss over the baby.
Yeah, gloss over babies.
They do childhood, but babies, yeah. But that is definitely something we could talk about. Yep.
Hey, the Kalentire.
How does the halfling underground plan to poison the Altdorf elite during the inevitable uprising? Wrong answers only, please.
They'll feed them haggis.
Um,
It's appropriate for what we've been doing so
yeah.
far.
How would plan the Altdorf elite?
So first question, have you read Drachenfels? Because Drachenfels is a really good beginning for this. In the novel Drachenfels, who is the big bad, the big D, the pop song, and yes, I said that. Drachenfels has an entire plot that revolves around this idea. So rather than necessarily answering it per se, I'll say go check out Drachenfels, gets nicely covered in there.
Yep. The way I would do it is, if you wanted to be really, this goes on a wrong answer only, but it actually ties into history, is the halflings convince the Altdorfers that like some Nurgle cultist was some great hero from the Hekara that they brought back, and they've ground him up into a little powder because real rich people were fucking weird and they did cannibalism all the time.
Like to eat crazy crap, don't
And they probably still do, and it's weird.
Just to bring up Lindsay's comment, I agree. I think it would be more realistic of halflings having litters of babies with the associated psychology that would require. I agree. Elves probably having one, humans having 1, 2, rarely more. Elves halflings almost certainly having litters and living hand to mouth amongst all these children, and possibly breastfeeding amongst multiple women for each litter. I imagine most halflings can breastfeed for far longer than humans, or possibly can control when they breastfeed. They can, all of them perhaps, become wet nurses with ease.
Yeah, that'll be a good stream. We'll do that.
There's lots of cool things that you could take in there. And dwarves, how do they go? We know that the vast majority of dwarves are born male. What does that mean? There's some significant cultural aspects that really need to be dived into.
Antagonist. Hey guys, in the Afterlife stream, you mentioned how demons can fancied elf souls. How did Malekith manage to get their own chaos unscathed? So it's worth noting he didn't. First of all, Malekith was really fucked up when he got back. Like he was not just spiritually messed up, emotionally messed up. His body was really messed up. Morathi, whatever, took months to nurse him back to health. With all of her power and knowledge, which she has a lot of. Like when it comes to rejuvenation, there's barely anybody better. And And it still took her a really long time to put him back together again. So what I would say is that his armor played a really key role in that it is so heavily designed to keep him together. In that if, outside of it, he's a burnt, shambling thing without skin.
Have we got more coming?
This is our second last thing.
Our second last thing is arriving. Oh, what's the second last thing going to be?
Oh, I don't know. Should I make it just for this?
I don't know. You
But
choose.
we
Which
had
one's it
this
going to be?
before, so this can be second last.
Okay, cool. So the second last thing. Oh,
Shortbread.
a nice piece of
I
shortbread.
like that best. Maybe that should be
What?
last. No, we'll see.
I don't know, but
We'll find out. A nice bit of shortbread. Okay, so shortbread is just a classic British biscuit, as we refer to them over here. A cookie, for those of you who are Americans.
Delicious.
And it's smooth, and it's buttery, and it's sweet.
Delicious. No notes.
Yeah.
You need to ratings for white pudding, Mars bar, and neat.
I think we already did.
I did those.
White
You
pudding.
did white pudding or Mars,
Mars
bar.
bar. Yeah. Did you rate the
Did you
neats?
rate? I think you rated
no,
the
I
neats
didn't.
with a number.
Probably like 3 out of 5. Like as far as vegetable goes, it's pretty
Yeah.
decent.
It was pretty inoffensive.
Like
right?
if you gave me like a nice like grilled chicken breast and had that as a vegetable, I'd eat all of it.
Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah, totally. So my opinion of shortbread is,
5 out of 5. Delicious.
even though
It's
this
amazing,
is
isn't it?
100% New Year food to me, in that every New
Yeah,
Year at
it's true.
Hogmanay, it's what we call New Year's Eve here in Scotland, Hogmanay, where everyone would be serving shortbread everywhere. And I love it.
I couldn't have a lot of it, but like just like a nice half one of those.
I can't
delicious.
have a lot of it because of the gluten, but I'm still gonna have a bit.
I can't have a lot of it, and I used to eat loads of it.
Yeah, you really shouldn't have too much.
I definitely am not diabetic. We're all eating bits of shortbread.
I feel like the last thing's gonna be a real letdown. Now.
Well, that's just how it goes. So shortbread for you is an easy
A 5.
5 out of 5.
5.
Shortbread for me, fucking 5 out of 5, no doubt. It's
Well-
one of those, unlike the other ones where I would have it at New Year, resent it, eat a few bits, kind
I'll
of
give
hate
you
it,
the last thing
and
now.
in time came to like it. Shortbread I've always
I'll give
loved.
you the last thing now, plus a bit of shortbread to,
What's that?
to
Oh,
wipe the taste.
dear,
away.
a macaroon.
So this is macaroon. Traditionally, this is actually made with mashed potato, although this one isn't.
That doesn't
It
look
isn't?
like.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like
Really?
the macaroons my
Yeah,
friends
not
back home like so much.
macaron, Not
No,
macaron. A
Um,
macaroon.
a
It's
macaroon.
different.
which is really quite different.
Is that coconut?
It's coconut.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
You like coconut?
Oh no.
Oh no, this is going to go down
This is
badly.
like 0.
Zero.
I've got a smaller bit here.
Yeah, I'll just take a little.
With toasted coconut on the
I really
outside edge.
dislike this, by the way.
Chocolate covering, a dense potato-based
Except this isn't
fondant on
potato,
the
it's
inside.
literally just water and sugar.
Is it?
Yeah, basically.
Well, why would they do that? They make it wrong. I thought we got a proper one.
So trying to eat wood chips.
Yeah, macaron.
No, it's not a macaron because a macaron's made with almond flour and is delicious.
It's delicious. This is a macaroon.
Two
Yeah,
O's.
Macarons are like. Wait,
Yeah, they're little French.
They're like little.
Little
cakes,
almond
exactly.
cakes. You
Little
know.
almond
But
cakes.
there you go. You can
I was
have
gonna
your
say my-
shortbread too.
Yeah, there you go. Take the taste away with the shortbread.
Ugh. I mean, the taste is okay.
yeah, it is okay.
Like the chocolate or whatever the sugar is doing a lot of the heavy lifting. The coconut's actually
agree.
relatively subtle.
It is.
The texture just sucks. It really feels like I'm eating wood chips.
Yeah, particularly with the toast, because it's all the coconut chips on the outside are toasted, and it gives you this sort of like wood chip.
I feel like I'd
texture.
be chewing those for
Yeah.
1,000 years.
So this is super traditional Scottish like sweet treat, and I've always hated this. There is no part of me that ever really liked a macaroon. And they always got foisted off of me whenever I went to other people's parents and like, oh, would you like a macaroon? Kids love macaroons. And I'd be like, yeah, thanks. Yeah, thanks for the wood chip tasting coconut thing. And I think that macaroons are single-handedly responsible for more people in Scotland hating coconut than almost anything else.
I just want to point out 300 fucking people showed up to this stupid garbage.
I mean, who doesn't want to watch people eating macarons?
No.
Macaroons.
So, no, the best thing, which is not going to be here on the stream, the best fucking thing I've had is that Andy got me a nice pack of the fucking white chocolate crunch bars. Oh, I miss them so much. We don't have them in the States anymore. We used to. They got rid of them. They're so good. They're so fucking good.
they're my favorite chocolate bar also. It was rather amusing to hear
10 out of 5.
he liked it. So
10 out of 5.
I went and ordered him 10 bars and just got them to arrive at the house.
The best thing was that me and Andy were talking about our favorite candy, and we didn't realize we were talking about the same candy because you were calling them something else.
A Dairy Crunch.
Yeah, Dairy. Yeah. You were calling it Dairy Crunch. I was like, oh, we just call it like. I don't know about that, but like we have like Crunch bars. You're like, no, Dairy Crunch.
It was the same thing.
Yeah. And then they showed up, and I was like, oh my god, it's Crunch bars. Oh, they're so good.
Yeah. So let's get through our questions because we're kind of falling behind here.
Yeah. A little bit.
So how did so I've got one thing to say in this one. It's super easy. How do you escape on stays? Because every frickin' wizard could do it in the edition when that became a story, because the escape card was common. And escaping using the escape card, every wizard did frequently, and it popped up during the 4th edition into 5th edition as a common trope. And Malekith doing it in the great battle over at Finuval Plain, wasn't it? Yeah. And the Battle of Finuval Plain was nothing more than a demonstration of how the escape card works during play, and they added story to it. And that story adapted down through the editions and become a bit stronger here, a bit weaker there. But this is something that is not that uncommon in the Warhammer world, in that wizards do strange things sometimes. It would not be surprising if Teclis was near death that he winks out to try and get himself out.
I think 8th edition did a really good job with it, of basically blaming the problem that he ran into was more that Nakari was waiting for him. Because he had just imprisoned Nakari and like pissed Nakari off, and then Nakari got killed by Tyrion and Teclis. So when Malekith ports in, Nakari's just there. Because when Malekith walks out of the north, because he doesn't teleport back to reality, he walks back to reality. He's got one of Nakari's horn in his hand until he crosses the threshold. And like they find him, he's really messed up. But so yeah, he fought, and frankly, he's a badass. Like he's just the go.
Oh, hello. A last bit.
These are harder to get hold of.
I mean,
in America.
Supposedly, I swear, like I see these at the gas station. I don't think they're allowed to have the toys in them, I think is the thing.
Yeah, they're not a Kinder Surprise, they're just a Kinder Egg.
Yeah, so like the edible parts we have, it's the part that's in it that's not.
We are ending with.
I thought I was providing you with like top-notch contraband.
The rather infamous.
It is
green top contraband in the US.
I can hear something
surprise, in it, which. You might be able to hear the rattle because it's got a toy in it.
That part's illegal.
Okay, so go get yourself a toy, because you don't put toys inside food in America. We're over here, we don't care because, well, it's got a big, huge, massive thing on the inside which you're never going to have any problems with accidentally swallowing.
Yeah, I was going to say, some idiot American, I guess, tried to eat it.
Yeah, probably.
Just like tried to
Or
buy
it was just the fear that they'd do it. You know how these things are. Actual chocolate, I don't dislike. It's got white chocolate on the inside.
That's good.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it? Yeah. It's really good chocolate. At least the UK version is, I presume, the same as the case elsewhere. They're just really nice chocolate in the Kinder Surprise. I don't like chocolate either. And then you'll have a little thing that'll pop over. You can start squeeze it and pop the top off.
You just squeeze it?
Oh, it's easier with 2 hands.
Oh.
Yeah, you see it. And you get a little toy inside.
I used to love them. You put
them together.
Yeah, you put
and
the little toys
sometimes
together.
they've got stickers, like transfers that you get on a
it's a little
GW
squirrel.
model.
You got yourself a little squirrel.
The
Yay!
ones with the stickers were the best.
They were. I liked the little toy cars when I was a kid.
Did you?
Yeah.
I like anyone as long
It's like
as
a
it
little
had
GW
stickers.
mini, but that's actually a higher quality little toy miniature than I thought.
And you never know what you're going to get because every single Kinder Surprise is different. We got ourselves a little squiggle, which is quite appropriate because there's squirrels in our garden. So it's like your own little Kinder Surprise of coming to our garden in our house.
Very nice.
Except, contraband.
Yeah. You want a piece?
I can't.
All right.
Not
all right.
allowed to eat it.
You want a piece?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can take what's left if you'd like.
Thank you.
As Lindsay burst through reality there. Give me reality! So that was fun. So where are we now? I've completely lost track.
We are here.
Moving on to Creme Gelto. Oh, Creme Gelto. What's your image this time? Oh, cripes. After my embarrassment the other day, I moseyed over to the Dome with my bold tam o' shanter, slammed some tatties, haggis and neeps with a bottle of Bushmill. Quite right, too. And you're looking like you're doing the fine dining in your picture there with your bottle.
I hate that guy, man.
You want to go?
Chris, celebrating a surprise day off from work. Very nice. And
Hey!
stream with some scotch. It's after 5 here.
Mhm.
Question: you have to devote yourself to a Warhammer god. Which one? Oh, any god, not just a Chaos god. Any god.
It's really hard.
That is hard.
So we're probably looking for a god who is going to not be a dick.
I mean,
Which is surprisingly...
Shalia is a pretty good shake.
Yeah.
She's quite
I
nice.
mean, you got to devote yourself, which means you're going to be going through the shit healing other people's horrors.
Fuck that.
I still remember a warrior priestess of Shalia in my game, who was literally having queues up to her to resolve all of their various ailments when they came to town, and the rest of the party looking on, going, "I wouldn't like to be looking at what that's." And you're being, oh no, I don't want to touch that. So yeah, Shalia's got some unexpected potential downsides.
I think if your goal is to survive in the Warhammer world and lead a reasonable, healthy lifestyle, probably Myrmidia. Myrmidia's quite reasonable.
Yeah, particularly if you're in the south.
If you want to go more of an education route, maybe Madre,
Verena. Yeah, Verena's not bad. Yeah, Verena's pretty solid. Nice and safe. Justice. There's that driving sense of justice. So if you want to be lazy in your ass, not necessarily.
Hendrick's not bad either. If you're looking for
Hendrick's a capitalist dick.
Yeah, but I mean, if you want to survive or thrive.
Yeah. Hendrick's not bad. Yeah, not bad. Oh, I know Lilith.
Which one? Yeah.
Oh, well, fucking hell.
If I made a wrestling / martial arts based PC, which god would support my desire to powerbomb Sigvald through a table? I mean, wrestling.
Corn.
Well, yeah.
Corn.
Okay. When he says powerbomb, though, through a table, I mean, there are some different interpretations. Yeah. I mean, wrestling as a martial art form, I think Myrmidia would probably be very pro wrestling. But like wrestling in more of like the Greek sense as opposed to the like arena, very over the top gladiator sense. I mean, Ulrich enjoys aggression.
Corn.
Yeah.
I'm thinking with corn. It's either corn or Slanesh, and I know Rockabye Jukebox, that's not quite what you're looking for, but really it's the best answer. Hey, Andy!
Someone with mainly Irish heritage with some British and German, what's the relationship between the Irish and Scottish like? Is it a brotherly love / hate relationship?
You generally find that Scottish and Irish get on really, really, really well. The Irish got away from the English and the Scottish didn't, and we tend to bond over that. And I know that that's a hideous British Isles stereotype, but it's kind of true for many. The Irish and the Scottish get on really well, with the Irish on one side saying, "We're definitely not British," and the Scottish on the other side saying, "We are British." Which is funny because originally the British Isles were all the islands, including Ireland. So they are, strictly speaking, part of the British Isles, but they're definitely not British, because British is what people from the UK are called. So, yeah, we were in this weird sort of, not love-hate at all. It's mostly love-love. We love each other. They're great. They're our neighbours. They're the best. And they somehow got away. Yes, admittedly, they got their ports bombed during the end of the Second World War as they went towards independence. And the British Navy literally bombed Dublin. Boom! And that wasn't so good, but that wasn't us. That was the frickin' English.
Yeah, I will say, from an American perspective, you will get in trouble when you hear someone speaking Scottish or Irish and you don't know the difference, because it can sound similar in certain circumstances.
Yeah.
And you go, "You're speaking," just don't guess. Just be, "Hey, what do you speak?" Don't guess. If you guess, you get in trouble.
I'm going to bring up Hobbit's comment because you're not necessarily wrong there. British Islands united by their dislike of the English. And it's a horrible stereotype, but it is sort of true for many. It's daft, really, because all of us share the same blood that has been sitting on these set of islands for a very long period of time. And the British Empire was all of us together. That's the English, the Irish, the Welsh, and the Scottish doing their thing. The Irish then separated and in many respects tried to go, "British Empire wasn't us." Totally was. And it often gets lumped upon the English as if they're somehow the problem. And often many perceive that, particularly up here, as if it's the truth, particularly when we've got long historical hatreds that have come from previous wars and previous times. And many people still hold tightly onto those things, particularly when they learn about them at school.
Even the English
is like the English, yeah. I had a conversation almost exactly about that when it came to politics. It's like, I hate the English. You are English. Why do you hate the English? Because of their politics. They're so much more right-wing than the rest of the UK. With the rest of the UK, and I was like, really? Northern Ireland? Often? But no, you're right. Left-wing, sort of, and then right, and then, it gets all very complicated. But Scotland's much more right-wing than many people try to pretend, but it's much more left-wing than most people realise.
So Marilyn Blood Weaver, weird question. What webcomic would you cross over with Warhammer? I mean, the only webcomic that I ever followed for a good hot minute, and okay, so it's not a traditional webcomic.
I know what I'm going to say.
For me, it was what was it called? Is it Bug? What the fuck is it called? I just had it. It's the one where the main girl controls insects. Someone will know in chat. It was really big.
Well, while you're doing that, I'm going to bring up
it wasn't a webcomic technically.
Just to make sure we covered this and said it, just not to offend. Was it the Irish people, or were they colonized? I think it was an Irish person would take exception to saying the empire was them. You're right, in the same way that many Scottish
Worm. Thank you.
There we go. Many Scottish people do the same. They say it's not us, we were colonized. And you know what? For many, that's true, but for many, it isn't. Because they were right there at the top of government as well.
Yeah, it's been forever since I've read Worm, but a lot of the concepts that come up in Worm are baller.
I'm going to go for the most definite raw sexual power that came up in Lorehammer and go with Oglaf.
That's okay. That's funny.
I'm sticking with it and not moving. Where were we? I've lost it.
I got it.
We're on heart attack by any chance? No, we're one above it.
How hard is it to invent a new lore like Lord of the Undead? Also, did Sotek Channel's inner fanboy and ask Andy for his signature yet? I know I would. Did I? Mayhaps. Yes.
I would like to confirm or deny, but my hand is sore.
Yeah, I did.
I mean, yeah. You can make up your own reasons why.
Yeah, from signing. I did have both Andy and Lizzie sign my starter set and my core book because they wrote it. So, is inventing a new lore like the lore of Undead hard? Yes, it is hard as balls, generally speaking, because when you're moving into new territory like that, you're branching into new unexplored territory, the potential that you will misstep and that misstep will kill you is very, very high. To do something like that, generally speaking, you not only need a lot of knowledge, you need tutors because you need to master other forms of magic so that you have a good basis. You also need resources so that you can have all the protections in place to make sure that when you inevitably misstep, you don't explode. Nagash, for instance, had a lifetime of training from the Lich Priests. He had some very good tutors with the Dark Elves, and he had an obscene amount of resources as the head of the Mortuary Cult, and was able to basically use and construct all the things he needed to protect himself, and to draw in new things that would allow him to experiment with magic. Now, there might be some goobers out there who are like so good or have such a natural inclination towards something that they create something new.
Yeah.
But for the vast majority of people, it's going to be impossible.
Yeah, that. It's pretty much that. Yeah, that's lovely and comprehensive. There's nothing to add. Cool. Agreed completely.
Please don't give Sotek a hard time. Guys, they're just bites, okay? Chill the fuck out.
I ate far more than Sotek did. Because quite a few things one of my favorites.
Plus, we've been doing a lot of walking. We've got a great amount of walking.
Yeah,
we went up to the castle yesterday.
It was good.
Which got I will say that whole day was super duper fun. Starting it with that like 5 fucking flights of stone stairs. Fucking bullshit.
Edinburgh is a city of hills. Well, it's almost a town of hills, but whatever. A city of hills, and there is a lot of up and down.
Yeah, I mean, once I was up there, I was warmed up. I was good, but that initial climb was like, fuck me.
Funny.
Necromancer Kova, howdy y'all. What are y'all's fondest childhood snacks? Also, what meals did you enjoy during lunchtime working for Games Workshop? Andy, the wife can answer too if they like. Lindsay happens to be passing by. I mean, she's in the chat, so I'm sure Lindsay might.
Assuming she's still there, yeah.
Yeah. Favorite fondest childhood snack. So when I think snack, I don't generally think something that's like homemade. I think like something that's kind of like store-bought. For me, my biggest go-to growing up, so I wouldn't count that as a snack. Probably Swiss cake rolls. Mrs. Baird's Swiss cake rolls. Those were amazing. They're shit now, which is really depressing. Because the company went under and got bought by somebody else, but they kept all the branding the same. But now they use lower quality materials, and it's not as good. It used to be like so good every time.
Me, strong flavor crisps, whatever they might be. Pickled onion, for example, strong flavor crisp.
GW lunches?
As for GW lunches, when I'd often go to the Chippy. So here's one that you might.
Little Debbie's. Yeah, I don't know why I said
so
Debbie, yeah.
I will give you a favorite of mine when I was around about 20 that came from the chip shop, where I was always looking for trying to make something that was mine and different to everything else, and I liked. So I used to get spring rolls, classic spring roll, and they're deep fried because obviously I'm getting from a Chippy. So deep fried spring rolls in a roll. So I'd have spring rolls in a roll with Chippy sauce. This shit, okay, in it, and it's a lot of carb, but holy crap, did I like that?
I can see that being very popular in like spring roll type stuff.
Yeah, it zings it up.
Not for me, but I can see that. Yeah,
it just gives it such a zing of flavor. So yeah, I used to do that.
Very cool. Dirthu's manservant. If Andy ever comes to America and needs to try Rocky Mountain oysters, I will tell you that I won't, but if he wants to, he can more than feel free.
Well, if he won't, I won't.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
I tend to, I stick with what is known.
I'll put my fucking foot down. If you want to use me as a shield, you can. I'm not touching oysters.
I've had oysters. Oysters are okay.
My grandmother, who is Cherokee, Choctaw, and Scottish descent, would make corned beef and cabbage and soda bread every St. Patrick Day. My family does this to this day, but is that something that also happens in mainland Scotland, or is that an Irish thing?
It's Irish.
There you go.
So that's Irish. The patron saint of Scotland is St. Andrew, strangely enough. Andrew, right here. St. Patrick is patron saint of Ireland, and soda bread and that ilk is far more of an Irish thing than it is Scottish. Well, of course, there's people who make soda bread here too. It's just more of an Irish thing.
I don't know what those are then. If they're not oysters,
I have no idea what they are. Right?
Yeah, I've never heard of a Rocky Mountain oyster. I don't know what that is.
So I have no idea what it is. If someone could explain in the chat what a Rocky Mountain oyster is, I would love to know.
How would a halfling judge Scottish food? Probably quite highly.
Yeah,
halflings like food.
Halflings love food, and it would be a variety of new tastes and textures. Also, depending on your version of halflings, the halflings that are inside Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay 4, for example, they've got a nice little detail about how they've got more teeth. They're for grinding and mixing. They're fried bull testicles.
Yeah, that's gonna be a no for me, dog.
Yeah. Wow, that's most certainly a thing. Love it. No. But then again, hey, I've just had haggis, and that was super tasty. So they would probably judge it relatively well. Lots of new textures and flavors, that some of which they won't be used to. Chocolate is definitely a thing that's available in the Empire. Chocolatl, as it's sometimes mentioned, going back to the more sort of almost Mexican style version of pronouncing the word. But yeah, I think they'd be happy.
Final Flesh Flood. Congrats on sounding less withered today. So every day I get a little further from the nurglings scrounging around the garden. Hope it's been a good trip. Even despite it's been a fantastic trip. It's there's a lot of things like conversation stuff that obviously is like not super relevant to y'all. So they're private things, but it's been a really, really wonderful time. It's been super awesome.
It's just been nice seeing my bud.
Yeah, it's been great.
It's been great.
It's always really nice when you think well of someone, but then you have to go hang out with them for a long period of time. And you're like, I really hope I don't hate them by the end of this.
What have I done? Let them in our house for so long. Why?
Probably the most unfortunate but very funny realization is going, you do that? Oh, I do that. You do that? Oh, I do that. You do that? Oh no, I do that. Yeah.
It's good when the neurodivergences converge.
And he goes, oh, yeah, no wonder we get along. It's unfortunate. Off-page headbutt, back to kids. Have you seen the film Abigail? I was a fan. I'm not aware of that.
I feel like I should know that, but I'm going to go check it up. Mornington Crescent, to make sure that I don't miss it. I haven't watched that. Huh. So the answer to that is no, I've not seen it. Is it good? Should I go watch it? And if so, why? Originally an adaptation of, oh, interesting. Oh, yeah, I'm going to go watch that. That sounds fun. The very fact that it was an adaptation of Dracula's Daughter has immediately made me go, okay, that's a film for me. So I'm going to go check that one out. It looks fun.
There you go. Let's see here. Pretty sure to clarify, my idea was more demons possess existing rat/men to become the first Skaven. Monarch invested a lot of power, weakening it within the realm of chaos, but paid off long term. So, interestingly, this kind of ties a little close to the idea presented in the Liber Chaotica of the succubi and the incubi, where Samael helped create a plan to allow demons to possess mortal bodies, but the key thing was it had a lot of fucking downsides. It's actually a precedent that's established within the setting that if apparently, according to the story, which you could throw out if you wanted to, of that when demons possess people, they're essentially sterile. They are incapable of having children. So, which to me makes sense because demons can't really replace a person. Like if a demon possesses a body and manages to keep it, it's still not a normal functioning person. Which, granted, how you decide to roll with that is up to you. I would agree that they're sterile, and if they did have children, they would be probably soulless, or there'd be something missing from them. But Skaven, Skaven are weird. So if you wanted to say that's why Skaven are so weird, and that's why they have some of the flaws they do, you could run with that. I think it's a big stretch, but like you can stretch anything you want to.
Yeah. I mean that's it really.
Mm. Yeah. The Callantir, in my hammer, ogres really enjoy pregnancy because it makes their bodies swell. It pleases them all and keeps their numbers up. They subsequently love children, except if they think they are too small. That's cool.
I agree completely, Callantir. In fact, just the idea that pregnancy is something that they celebrate, get excited about. They're relatively, without being pejorative towards them, they're simple-minded creatures. And there are certain simple routes that they always follow. And pregnancy is big-breasted, big-bellied, big times. They're happy. Slap that beside a gigantic gut plate, and you're in a really good place. So, yeah, I think that there's definitely some really cool myths that you can have around the swelling and what it means, and having children and them coming out, and what that means.
Yeah, I actually really like that, of the idea of like, their bodies start producing food. They're producing breast milk. The idea that, they're bringing another mouth into the world, and like that's, part of the Great Maw propagating itself. There's a lot of strengths there. There's a lot of strengths there.
And I think they'll also be, because they're not stupid, which is a big misconception about ogres. They're just differently intelligent. But I could definitely see there being contests for whacking bellies that are pregnant to strengthen the childs that are within. And there's some realistic reason for why that'd be the case. Ogres, somewhat similar to orcs. The more you hit an orc, the bigger it gets. But the more the ogre eats, the more it takes in, the more it gets physical, the stronger their muscles get. And their stomachs they're not fat. They look fat, but they're bands and bands and bands of muscle under there. And that's going to be getting pushed and stretched as the baby ogre's in there. So you'd want to strengthen it up. So I imagine they do a lot of things that humans would look at and go, you can't do that to a pregnant person. You just can't, because that's wrong. And they're just happily bashing away, having the times in their life, celebrating in a way that most humans would see to be quite wrong. There's definitely a lot of really cool cultural details that you could build into there that makes the ogres very different to others and celebrates that they celebrate this as a good thing.
I also would imagine pregnancy would have a lot of ritualistic meals involved for like certain stages.
Yeah. I'm making sure you get the bbest, because you're almost feeding the new child within.
Yeah, I imagine they would like jump up very high in the they eat first.
Yeah, totally. So you're getting the big thing in, and particularly you can imagine one of the great chiefs, be looking to get the biggest thing into the woman. So she's going out on the hunt with them because they've got to take them down themselves. It's the whole point. So in some respects, you could see the peak huntresses often being the pregnant women, which could be a super different way of viewing how these things manifest. You've got to try and get into their headset, their mind, and go, how would they culturally approach this? And remember, they're not as fragile as humans.
Yeah, no.
No, at all. Exactly.
2000. Give me Arcana Lorebeards and my life is yours.
One day.
Yeah, one day. Yeah, we'll get there. Sotek's favorite food must be
Cullen skink. Cullen skink is great. I love Cullen skink. It's all potatoey and fishy. I don't think it's something that Sotek would deeply like.
Probably not.
But it's so good.
Warhammer question / story hook idea. Bretonnia Dukedom of Linus took lands from Musion during the War of the False Grails. I recall, most fertile and least cursed as well. Could these lords living there with ties back to Musion need to recover ancestral relics / etc. help deal with some plague that defies even the damsels to deal with alone? Also, shout out to Annie for doing work on my first Wolfra book. I picked up the Renegade Crowns
a long time ago.
Great book. It's a great book.
Renegade Crowns by David Chart. That was a long time ago. Yeah, sure.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, the answer is just yes. that would work very well.
Yeah, I like that. So Survivor, it's really a terrible answer to your question, but
I know, but it was a well-designed proposal. It's like, yeah. Sure. Philip Lipkowski, what would happen when dwarfs capture a Chaos Dwarf foundry? Would they tear down their machines as kind of a heresy, or no, they destroy it? They tear it apart.
You might find that there is some renegade crazy fools who might try and investigate some parts of it, but the baseline is boom.
Yeah, if there is even a moderately aged dwarf that is even slightly reasonable, he would be no. Only the dumbest, youngest beardling would even think of investigating it.
Yeah, it's just no. Hey, Marathi!
In my Albion, the main crop is swamp potatoes.
Good old swampy.
You want to try that?
A buntata bug?
Sure. In Albionese, or some spuds, as the Empire folk of Newland called them. Blights are common. That's cool. I dig it.
Good old blights.
Good old blights.
Potato famines. Can't go wrong with a potato famine over in Albion.
Yeah, I think that works really well. CEO of Necromancy. Always good to see you coming out of your big office.
Yeah,
hi, guys. Love your content. So he's a magic science question. With leaps in astromancy, with the photos of a black hole in a astronomy, sorry, not astromancy. And a solar system. Do you think Azir wizards could also perceive these extreme distant bodies? Yes.
So
thanks to magic.
Azir is an interesting one because Azir doesn't provide you with any ability to see celestial stuff better. It's not that sort of clarity of vision. Azir, the great clouds of Azir that spin through the skies, distort shit. So if anything, you could argue that they would be able to perceive black holes less well. That would make sense, right? But Azir is much more than that. It's the bolt from the blue. And it's also the ability to perceive the imperceptible, often the future, and that's how it's perceived. And it grants access to unexpected, hope-filled areas that you might not originally think would be covered by the wind itself. So I think that, would they be able to look up in the sky and see a black hole? The answer is no, but yes. And more, I think, importantly, when they are manifesting various celestial events, for real, Comet of Cassandora, some nonsense like that, I'm pulling it down, would there be, inside their great wealth of spells, some equivalent to a black hole? Yeah.
Yeah, I would also add, though, that I think they would have magic lenses that would be capable of perceiving some bullshit. Like, absolute bullshit.
Yeah, but black holes can't be perceived as we currently understand them.
Yeah, because we have to follow the rules.
Yeah.
They don't.
Yeah. But I'm looking to see what they'd be looking to see.
Actually, I don't think a human wizard could, but I bet an elf.
I mean, I'll give an example.
Could.
They can't see Obscura, the 10th planet.
Oh, yeah. But
they don't know where Obscura is. The Celestial College have long guessed that Obscura exists, but they've never seen it. And the fact that they can't even see the 10th planet in their own system suggests to me that the answer is, under most circumstances, no. Even the elves are uncertain of Obscuria, but they know it's there. So I think the answer is sort of no, but yes, in that there's always going to be some bullshit thing out there, like a crazy lens.
An old one lens.
Yeah, an old one, definitely an old one lens or some equivalent that allows them to do it. So I could see that being the case. And it's probably almost certainly going to be the Celestial College that's most likely to have that. Other colleges can make arguments, but Celestial, they're way up there. Celestial, after all, being the Sky College in many respects.
Commentary, I really want to make a PC that uses Archimancy.
The Archimancy of
Fosric. Fosric is super cool. It's actually not that hard to use his form of magic. So now the big thing is you kind of have to, because I don't know if they ever specifically state which wind he was skilled with. I think he was a metal wizard. I think.
Can't remember.
Yeah,
happy to admit.
Yeah, but anyway, so but what it is you're basically inscribing a material with magic to perform a function. It's kind of like creating a machine that
it's going to probably be Azir if you think about it properly, particularly if you consider how the earth aspects of it is used and then movement.
True.
I mean,
true. Yeah, Azir would actually probably make more sense. Yeah.
Whether it is that or not, if you were going through, particularly when you take a look.
Yeah, they're great. I think
the Cathaeans do with it.
Yeah,
too.
I think you could make arguments for like almost each of the winds to have their own way of doing it. Magical architecture is like a really well established trope.
Absolutely. Take me over to the High Elves.
Yeah. So if you wanted to make a PC that does that, you could. They would definitely want to study Fosric. And that would require you sitting down with your GM, going through Fosric's items, because Fosric's made some bullshit stuff. Like the folding fortress is so goofy, and that's before you get into like his flying fortress down in the Badlands and stuff. I would probably think about. I would start with what is it you're wanting to accomplish? Like, what kind of things are you wanting your wizard to be able to do? Like, are you wanting him to be able to build things? Is his goal, like, what elements of Fosric's magic is he going to be trying to replicate? Because something like creating a small structure or taking a structure that already exists and imbuing it with magical enchantments is relatively straightforward. Whereas, like, taking Fosric's ideas of crushing dimensional space to make something very big into something very, very small that he can fit in his pocket and then redeploying it turns into something very big again, that's really fucking insane shit.
And you're probably, if you're looking for basically bending space and time, now you're moving into Amethyst Wind.
Yeah.
Which is quite a different style of wind.
Build things that eventually make backdoors and path the old ones.
And now you're moving. When
you would have to be an elf, I think.
Yeah. Now you're going to have to be an elf.
You would have to be.
Further on that, you're also going to have to be studying the geomantic web. So you're going to have to be. You're going to have to be a lore master. Yeah. Basically, you're now asking for some pretty high tier awareness, knowledge, skill, and capability, all of which require a lot more training than you're going to get anywhere possibly, other than maybe Cathay. Going through them all.
Yeah, but we also don't know what's going on with Cathay right now.
No, you don't. But I'm saying that's why I say maybe.
Yeah.
No, the Empire's going to come nowhere near that. They're not going to go nowhere. Now, I mean, you could argue Lizardman, but that's a completely different kettle of fish.
Yeah, play Slan.
Yeah.
Problem solved.
Slan it is. Done.
Let's see. Nils, IRL conflicts / colonizations are mirrored in Warhammer. How to write them in Warhammer in a tasteful way while that is still existing / important. Exciting. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like
British in India, Elves in Ind, US in Vietnam, Naga and Koresh. So, yes to all of that. And it is an interesting way of phrasing the question. So, how to write them in Warhammer? And this is the way, tasteful. Often they don't. And I take that as is, and you can decide whether you think it's appropriate or not, where they will just effectively use strong historical references and then colonize like crazy and then portray them as the good guys, because that is culturally where the writers themselves have come from, not realizing the impact of what they've done on the local indigenous groups that they are attempting to portray with their stories. And the way to do it sensitively is to do it sensitively. I know that sounds like a bullshit answer, but it's to sit down and not just as, for example, in my case, a white guy from a known culture with a colonial past, sit down and just write it the way I think makes sense. You reach out to people who are on the other side and say, what was happening? How does it work on your side? What is the impact? How do you think this works? Let's sit down and write it between ourselves and get the cool that we can both bring to it. So sensitivity means often not writing it as an individual, writing it as a group. Yeah,
frankly, I would say, to put it very bluntly, we're the wrong people to ask. But yeah, I would rather talk to someone who grew up and has a history in places that suffered from it, as opposed to, we're the exploitees and not the exploiters.
But that doesn't mean that the exploiters, and I really don't necessarily like putting myself there for all it's true, the exploiters shouldn't be part of the conversation in terms of creating. Because there's different angles to be taken. Take, for example, the Hinterlands of Koresh project that's been made for Total War that came popped on in Lorebeards to give us a beautiful...
The fan project, to be very clear, the fan project.
Fan project. It was an absolutely beautiful presentation showing everything that they were doing. And that was being made by people who came from those areas. And they had done a lot of research into everything that they thought made sense, and they figured how to incorporate that into Warhammer in the best way that they possibly could. And there was stuff in there I'd never heard of. There was stuff in there I had heard of. There was stuff in there I wouldn't have done the way they did. But that's because they have got a different cultural background in that area and have a far stronger idea about how things should be used sensitively in a way that's super cool, in a way that I, as an outsider, wouldn't know. I'd just go, that one there looks cool, let's use that. I'll now Warhammer it up. And then I find out that, it's the sacred dog of whatever. And all what I've done is walked over someone else's beliefs in a way I didn't realize, where they're just sitting on the outside going, why would you do that? No one should use that thing. That's why it is always good to have somebody there to be your sensitivity reader, your sensitivity partner.
Yep, and like when I would just go watch that stream. Really, I would just go watch the Fan Caress stream, which is here on the Warhammer channel actually, and just note about how me and Andy had back and forth with them about their ideas.
Yeah, sure.
Laughing God. So I found out that Pathfinder has a version of the xenomorphs called the Hive. How would you incorporate a xenomorphic species into Wolfram? What would it look? I mean, they would just be Tyranids, but
I mean, I've done it before with Gene Stealers.
Yeah, Tyranids and Gene Stealers are so hilariously based on the xenomorph that it's just goofy. So yeah, that, and then just, I mean, the Gene Stealers and Tyranids would have one of the easiest non-hard ports to fantasy ever seen on the face of the earth.
Yeah,
they because virtually everything about them is biotech, which isn't futuristic.
Yeah, it's a super easy port, and if you want to have something that's definitely Warhammer facing, you kind of can't go wrong with that. But equally, it's 40k, and a lot of people don't like 40k, and then you're just creating something that's sort of the same but different. So why bother? If you want to hub this and you want it to be the alien xenomorph, just port over the Warhammer equivalent. I've done it in the past. It does work well, and it is truly horrific when you actually see it on a roleplay side.
Yeah, that wouldn't be hard to do.
Yeah, super easy.
Darius Rose, love seeing you two together. Yeah, it's been super fun. Love the setup. It looks like a YouTube apology video by a father and son who've done something unspeakably horrible. Yeah.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
Yep, Darius, you're not wrong. We have done something unspeakably horrible. We have eaten all the Scottish food.
Yes. Yeah. There's none for you. None. Yeah. This has been an absolute blast. I don't think we've actually said this yet, but this is the last stream.
It is.
Yeah.
Our last stream together. Well, not our last stream together ever.
Well, yeah. Last stream in person for the foreseeable future.
Yeah.
Yeah, because and the reason we're doing this early is because we have to go to bed very early because we have to get that fuck out of Dodge quick tomorrow. And we're both off on a little journey, which hopefully will go well. Yeah. But it has been an absolute blast. Like, this has been a huge of all the trips I've taken. This is my favorite trip by like a billion miles. I've been on all trips. So yeah, it's been a good one.
You've been all right too.
Just come and use your water, eat your food, do all that stuff. Yeah. Predator rule 75. Are orcs the hardest to get rid of race/species wise? Also, how clever is Scarstick? Because he outwit an elf. Love everything you'll do. Have a great day. So hardest to get. Chaos is kind of hard to get rid of as well. They're in different ways. Chaos is much more difficult to get rid of because it's a presence from the ether, which means you have to use very specific methods to deal with it. Orcs are more like just a really fucking annoying infestation that if you're not careful, the more effort you put into getting rid of it, the more tenacious it becomes. They're equally difficult, but in very different ways, would be the way I'd put it. You know, where one's trying to like clean up an oil spill of radioactive hell nonsense, and the other one is trying to get rid of a bug that every time you spray it, you risk it basically just coming back 3 times stronger until it eventually kills you. So I don't know if I would say that either one of them is more difficult to get rid of. They're just different.
Yeah, I mean, orcs, first, if you accept they're fungus,
which you should.
If you accept that, then you're screwed. You're never getting rid of them one way or another. Their spores are out there, and they're always going to find somewhere that they can settle. And they're always going to creep back regardless. And somewhat similarly, if we go on the more metaphysical side, if we go more on the chaos side, you can never get rid of the chaos gods. They just simply are. So there's always going to be that insidious cult working from within your settlement or some similar situation. So loosely speaking, it's neither in that case are the hardest. Orcs are just one of many problems in the Warhammer world that you can't easily get rid of. But if we accept that they are fungus, then yeah, it's shit. Yeah. Also, being clever to outwit an elf, I mean, yeah, sure, anyone can outwit an elf. Elves are not the gods. They make mistakes. They do things wrong. But Skarsnik is a damn fine example of a thinky goblin.
Yeah, Skarsnik also has an extreme advantage in that if anyone's gotten to Skarsnik, they've dealt with a lot of goblins by that point, and they think they know what a goblin is capable of, and he wields that like an absolute sniper rifle. And that's why he gets everybody, because you're gonna underestimate him.
Yeah, he gets back. Good old Skarsnik.
Yep. Luigi Super, old Christians, those with longer Christian lineage, had high prestige and social status in medieval Spain. Could Estalia have that with all Myrmidons? They better. They absolutely should.
Yeah, I see absolutely no problems with that at all. Much like over in the Empire, many of the noble lines carry far heavier prestige because they can date themselves back to a closer date to the founding of the Empire. Closer to, did my ancestors ride with Sigmar? Or with Sigmar's heirs, or with someone else? How old is my line? And a line that's, say, 50 years old is significantly less prestigious than, say, a line that's 2,500 years old. That is the case in the Empire, very much so. Would we have a similar case over in Estalia and potentially Tilia? Yeah, there's going to be all manner of different ways for people to say, I'm better than you. That is just how humanity tends to work. They're constantly categorizing and finding different slots to place people in. And generally speaking, those who have power are constantly looking at ways to say why they have power more than other people have power. They're just constantly doing that, creating frameworks and networks that makes them look more special than somebody else. So would this be the case? Sure. Not just sure, almost certainly yes. Would other things also be the case? Also sure, because humans are going to human.
Yeah, I mean, you can even see the arguments of people being like, well, my family fought alongside her, or my family has held on to said artifact from that time versus my family very heretically believes, she totally had a bastard child that nobody knew about. We're direct descendants from that and yada, yada. It would be a whole thing.
Yeah, totally. And there's going to be all manner of historical details as to how well they dealt with Jafar.
Yeah.
Oh no. GW make better names, but Sultan Jafar and dealing with what happened in Estalia, the Crusades that happened afterwards, when certain families were founded, what happened with Myrmidia, exactly what the story with Myrmidia eventually is when it settles down in terms of goddess, not goddess, or whatever else, when Games Workshop themselves picks up the story. As it currently stands, the only story that we have that Games Workshop have offered came from Black Industries in our Myrmidia book in 2nd edition. All the rest has come from licensees, like, for example, Cubicle 7 as it currently stands with Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay 4. So Games Workshop's done almost nothing with Myrmidia that is anything beyond she's a goddess of strategy for like ever. So whatever happens with Estalia and Tilia when it is eventually settled will determine whatever really should be done. I'm hoping the old world will pick that baton up a little bit.
God's willing.
With it. That would be nice. That'd be nice.
Maybe Total War too. That'd be cool.
That'd be cool, yeah. Particularly because Myrmidia is often given short shrift.
Yep.
Yeah.
But with that, we're all caught up.
We are. Wow, that was a fun one. So at the end of that, we can conclude that Scottish food has a nice mixture of outcomes. Some are horrible. Some are textured weirdly, and certain people will never like that. Particularly because a lot of Scottish food tends to have oats in it. Oats porridge, for example, is a core Scottish food staple. So I'll bring this up. No Scotch egg. Scotch egg isn't Scottish.
Really?
No. It actually comes from scorched egg. It's a misnomer in the same way that Pennsylvania Dutch has nothing to do with Dutch because it's Deutsch. It comes from Germany. Pennsylvania Deutsch. And Scotch egg has actually nothing to do with Scotland, apparently. So I've been told.
Hilarious.
I'll let somebody else confirm whether that's actually true or not. It's just what I've been told. But we have had, of course, Iron Brew, which was apparently truly disgusting, but not for me.
Do you think Warhammer Fantasy could be good like Blackadder Commerce? Yes. Warhammer always has extreme potential to be comedic.
Yes. I think it works really quite well, but Warhammer at its best works when it's dealing with contrast. So it's not just comedy, it's comedy and tragedy, it's tragedy and horror, it's horror and comedy. It works best when it's got everything to contrast everything else against. Warhammer works when it's not just goofy or it's not just dark. Warhammer works at its best when it's all of those things.
Yep. And with that, I don't know, we've done a lot of streams.
I think it's time for us to go to bed.
Yeah, we're crazy.
Yeah, totally. So we're going to go to bed super, super early at this thing because we're apparently going to be up at stupid o'clock. And I do mean stupid. It's like 4 a.m. or some shit like that.
We have to be on a train at 5:40 a.m.
5:40. That's not too bad. That means I can get up at maybe 4:30.
Yeah.
So it's
so early.
It's going to be super, super, super early. Interesting there from Survivor says Scott Edge is either English or invented American. Mr. Weeble did a song quoting its origins. Yeah, it's definitely not Scottish. So we are at an end. I'd like to say thanks to everyone that came along. I'd also like to say thanks to Sotek for just being a marvelous guest at our ridiculously not rainy version of Scotland this week.
The weather's been beautiful.
Yeah, it's been really nice. The second he goes, the
Probably.
rain will descend, and it'll all be absolutely awful. Is it good trains in Scotland?
Compared to anything I've been on in the States?
Yes,
they're very convenient.
We're not first classing our way down because holy shit, that was expensive. It was some 7 times the basic ticket.
It's like £450.
Yeah, £450 for what would be otherwise like a £70 ticket. Get out of it. So yeah, I didn't first class. The last few times I've gone down, it's always been first class, but this time, not worth it at all. If you do want first class, if you're out there thinking about training around Scotland, book early because you tend to find the prices are super cheap on first class. Often, sometimes even cheaper than the core class, the normal class, the whatever the fuck, peasant class.
I will say though, the good news is probably will be no one else on the train because it's going to be so early.
True fact. Ricky Chapman says working on chaos ceremonies for Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay with wedding rituals for
from wedding rituals.
Oh, pardon me, from wedding for. I just said 4, didn't I?
No, you said with.
Oh, okay. Well, sure. I just make up words. One of the great joys of my brain. Each of the Chaos Gods do funeral rites. Any ceremonies you want to see for chaos ceremonies?
You know what I think would be cool?
Blooding.
Something like, as someone who went through it growing up, so I'm not just throwing this out there to be a dick, something similar to growing up Christian confirmation. Where it's like, oh yeah, you grew up in the cult, but you now have to commit now that you're an adult.
Yeah, commit some form of commitment.
Yeah, show that you know, show that you understand, and show that you are willing to do it.
Somewhat similar to the classic coming out, where if you're in a guild structure, you're doing something to do your apprentice piece to show that you're capable of doing something. You're doing something for the cult that shows that you are now properly committed. Whatever that may be for each one of the different cults. I think that works well.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I like that one. Yeah.
I want to say the amount of times over the last few days that me and Andy, some random things come up, and
we go.
One of us will go, well, what about like this for this thing? Go, oh yeah,
that's really good.
Many times.
Right, so I'm going to say thanks all. We're going to go and finish off packing and get ready for traveling tomorrow.
Yeah, thank you all very much for all the support as well. I really, really appreciate all the super chats and everything to hopefully make sure that Andy and Lindsay don't suffer from my having torn my way through their house over the last few days. I really appreciate y'all supporting them.
You have been quite literally the best over on your side. And just to make sure that we know, there will be no Lorebeards this Sunday because there is traveling going on. If all comes well, I may do some sort of Q&A or something else on the Sunday just to fill the gap up. So if you want to pop by at 4 p.m. UK, I will probably be doing something. Confirmation of that will go up in the Patreon blog, probably on the Sunday. We're also going to be streaming on the Saturday.
But not on Friday.
But not on Friday, definitely not on Friday. We're not doing Lorehammer this Friday because it's our week off. I'm going to be doing a confirmation post about that when I'm back from traveling. So cut a long story short. Saturday for Inside the Rookery, we're going to be chatting with Mark Gibbons, myself, Andy, and Lindsay. Probably, don't know what the topic is. I won't know until I finish this stream. And Sunday, probably something on, and then we're back to normal things we do back home.
I will be home in Texas by Texas time Tuesday. I leave here Monday. I arrive home Tuesday.
We'll confirm if we do the Wednesday at that point because you never know.
You never know.
Yeah. But we'll probably almost certainly do the Sunday after, which will be Blood Dragons.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Blood Dragons.
No, well, yeah, and we'll more than likely be on next Wednesday. And if we are, it'll be a tier list stream, which will be super fun. College is magic. It'll be a good time. All right, anyway,
that all done. Sayonara.
Wish us good luck. We're gonna need it, so please wish us good luck
tomorrow. Bye.